But when they get it right here, when they get it right at this event, there is not a better event on the calendar. There just isn't.
And I love how
And
the
yeah,
players get pissy with the USGA the way they don't with the
that's
PGA.
That's
Like
one.
the players clearly
Tim
don't
feels
like the
inevitable.
USGA. Like they don't like the USGA. You can tell there's some contempt.
Wait for Keith. Keith hates the USGA.
So that's what makes me like. I enjoy it that much more. It's like in the interviews, the guys are willing to like tear a strip off the USGA the way they just don't at the like. No one ever says a bad word about the RNA ever. You never hear it.
I would like to hear from the people out there your power rankings of the 4 majors, because I'm really curious where the U.S. Open falls for a lot of people. It's a clear number 3 for me. And I think that you guys are always dealing with the idealized version of the U.S. Open.
Like last year was.
Because when it's great, it is truly great. But it's,
but
it's often not very great.
At Mayo Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. This is the 2026 U.S. Open Picks, Bets, Preview, One and Done. Judge Cust Corner. It is all here. But Jeffrey, you were not on the grounds at the RBC Canadian Open. However, big success.
I thought it was a great success. I'm proud of the property. I thought it, held the rain well. I think, the leaderboard, it's just a different type of player. I think they can really hone in like what they want to do here after even come next year with just a few more reps. So I feel good. I'm not happy about the state of like it always being there, but I feel a lot better about it than I did a week ago.
Okay, well, we'll dig into that right now. But first, I want to introduce in studio with us the historian of major championships and someone who just celebrated his birthday weekend. It is Tim Andercust. Well, there was a Tim who shot a career best score this weekend, Jeff.
But it wasn't me.
Yeah, it was the other Tim.
It would have been 75 if somebody had marked their ball on the 18th.
What did you want me to do?
Mark it so that
you wanted me to run up to the green, mark it so he could hit his chip from 50 yards and it wouldn't hit my ball?
If you ask him, it was going in for 75.
Yeah, it was not going in. He was not chipping in from eagle from the middle of the fairway.
He made his putt and made a 76. I was very proud of him.
What do you think that the etiquette is for that, Jeff? Should I have ran up 35 yards to mark my ball before anyone got to the green?
Did anyone tell you should?
No.
Then no. It'd be one thing if the person who's like trying to do something was like, you know what, Pat, like just mark that for me. You'd be like annoyed. You'd probably think, oh my God, this guy, what mini tour are we on today? But yeah, that sucks. Like the one in the 1 in 1,000, he clipped your, his ball clipped yours while he had a PB on going for that PB.
He made his birdie putt. It was fine.
He did. He made the putt, shot 76, level par on the back. It was pretty cool.
If anything, he can use the like Phil, Aaron Hills, Tim Anderson logic. He can always pretend it was going in.
Oh, I've already heard at least twice this weekend that it was going in and it would have been 75.
Are you picking Phil this week?
I don't believe he's not even eligible for the tournament, so he didn't have to withdraw.
Maybe they'll give him a special exemption in now that he's in the news.
There was a 0% chance he was ever getting a special exemption to Shinnecock Hills after he hit a moving ball at the last U.S. Open there. That was next year is more of a home course for him at Pebble. Maybe he might get the invite there.
We'll see about that.
Maybe. If it were to happen, that would be the place.
Buddy. Jeez. On the list of like the fall from grace for the guy.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
It's just tragic. Like Pat, when we started freaking A. Even before he won in Kiowa, it's like, well, we'll have Phil in our lives forever. There's a good chance he's going to announce. Maybe he's not going to want to do like a full announcing schedule. But in this world, you could have seen him being part of like an announce team for a network major and one of their, and a set of elevated events. No one would have been surprised. He could have picked his schedule almost like a Charles Barkley in some ways if he wanted. And then it all went like a different way. He could have been the mascot, but a mascot in the least insulting terminology. I just don't. People would say ambassador, but everywhere he went, people would be happy to see him. just an ambassador for golf for the PGA Tour. Smile, take some pictures, maybe even one day have a tournament named after you. Like, that's the trajectory he was on. And I'm certain, Pat, we one day discussed, he will probably get one of the 12 hometown events he calls, like the Phil, like Arnie, like Jack, like Tiger. There was a good chance he was going to be afforded that spot.
Probably would have been Torrey Pines.
Could have been Torrey Pines. Could have been, I don't know what it could have been, but
I guess technically Phoenix could have been, but that's not going to happen.
no. But with all the news and also all the stuff that went on with Liv, no, it in many ways, like, the same way that Greg Norman fell completely for different reasons, of course, but the way Greg Norman was sort of like on a similar trajectory and like everything fell apart.
So who does that leave it to now? Is it Rory?
Yeah,
probably.
So
and again, we've spoken about it before. And not to say Rory's resume is equal to Tiger's, but in some ways, like Rory's ability to his consistency, even in the years he wasn't winning majors, other than a low grade rumor, he's really been a total class act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's still plenty of time on the clock.
We heard that about Tiger too.
And some would say we've given Tiger so many free passes that other people wouldn't have gotten.
Yeah, but you get the free passes when you're basically the best player of all time.
Yeah.
Like if Jordan had some sort of, let's say, scandal, maybe they would have swept it under a rug and pretend like it didn't happen.
I don't know. The whole thing is just very terrible and unfortunate.
And Pat, I swear, even up until 2 years ago, I would have bet yes, or not bet, but was confident and advocated for the fact that I'm still pretty confident he'll get a Ryder Cup captaincy, but he'll just be older. Like when a new generation of people have completely sort of churned in and out. To the Liv point, but unrelated, how Roll Up acknowledges he has no scar tissue, but a lot of people he works with have a lot of, scar tissue or pounds of flesh that they want to enact from. And he's acknowledged he has to respect that as it pertains to some other things. I was confident that the Liv thing at a certain point, there'd be people in charge who didn't take a bruise from it and would allow Phil a Ryder Cup captaincy. I mean, geez, I might have been an idiot then because people said I was crazy then, that he was already done. And as for this, there's a lot of unknowns here, and I am not defending Phil at all.
No, you're going to defend Phil. We know you are.
No, I'm not. I would just say membership has so much power. They have so much power. And if the members, enough of them, wanted one man gone, it's got to tell you, you could debate maybe he said, she said on this, but this is not, I guess, a one-off. If that extent of a membership, that many people are probably super majority saying nah, get him out of here. So he's got no wiggle room with me on this because I support membership.
Jeff believes all members, as it turns out.
I mean, I haven't. Well, yeah, I haven't followed the news.
Whole lot of them. It's not one of them.
I really haven't followed the news that closely. Just the headlines, and it's all unfortunate.
Well, Phil said he is going to sue, but we've heard that before. See how that goes. Anyway, Bud Cauley wins in Canada. It's a great story. It's a bad story because Jackson Suber didn't win. Jeff, would you believe that Jackson Suber was the only guy who finished inside the top 20 who lost strokes putting for the week? Because I, after watching his round Sunday, could very much believe that.
Someone that only watched Sunday because he had a lovely, lovely week doing many things outdoors. I don't watch golf and consistently. Once in a while, it'd be I do that. A guy shanks a shot, hits a horrible shot. I watched 2 hours of golf, and Jackson Suber hits 40-foot putts like I do.
But don't
10
worry.
foot short, 10 foot long, not a clue. And if you were watching yesterday, either you were making putts or they were like threatening every hole. The guys figured out the greens with the wet. They got some rain, and most of the players that were on TV yesterday, not saying they made every putt, but they had a good feel for what was happening. I could not believe what this guy was up to. Bud Cauley, what a beautiful palate cleanser to, I guess, the Phil Mickelson story in the golf world for the week.
Yeah,
just incredible.
He had the car crash, the back injury, played his way back, and now here he is, PGA Tour winner.
They made more of a deal on the last hole about Suber making a putt to get into the Players next year than they did with what Bud Cauley was doing.
Yeah, but they had been glazing Cauley for four. Like as soon as he took a 4-shot lead, it was like, oh, Cauley's going to win. Let's do the Cauley stuff now.
I guess, but I just thought that's not where you put your juice.
Yeah, Cauley got a full 45 minutes of like celebrate, well deserved. And honestly, I watched that first bit as he was playing with Suber. Suber was hitting that driving iron beautifully, but Cauley felt like couldn't find a fairway. So just incredible. And then if you were watching that stretch at the beginning of the back nine, where he has that incredible chip in on the par 3 from what looks like a bit of a downhill, like just off the back of a bunker, in the hole. And then the next hole, the 13th, for as little I watched, you didn't take long to see that was maybe the hardest hole on property. And he hits like you'd think the face of his club is going to get caught up in that thick rough because he's right on the edge there, and he just smashes that thing perfectly. I mean, it was fabulous. And Tommy was there, and Victor was there, and Sam was there. No one was hitting the shots this guy was hitting when it mattered.
Well, Burns ended up falling to T20. But
wow.
He does this. He does this on Sundays.
But if it was Saturday and Sunday, it felt like he only ended up making like 4 feet of putts over the course of the 2 days because every putt he had burned the edge every single time. He was just missing putts, but he just missed every single one of them.
I was very surprised this week they didn't announce the 2028 site for the tournament. And I wonder if that's because usually they don't just have 1 year in advance for tournaments like this. The fact that they didn't announce the 2028 site makes me wonder if this is going to be a Div 2 tournament in 28, and that's why they haven't announced a site.
No, I think they're holding out
2.
that one of the city courses will take the reins
or somewhere else.
Well, maybe if it's a Div 1 situation, you could like entice some of the city courses.
Because there would be it's almost a requirement if they're Div 1 for everyone to come, more or less.
The RBC Association helps them. I don't know if there's an extension there yet either, guys.
Probably hinges on what the tournament looks like in 2 years. If it's going to be Div 2, then maybe not.
I very much doubt it will be because if their whole emphasis is on being in major markets, why would you take away the 4th biggest market in North America? RBC is a giant sponsor of the tour. They sponsor 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't make a time.
You would be able to get one of these city courses to say uncle if you were saying we're bringing a Div, like a tier 1 event. But I don't know how you tier 1 it because aren't there restrictions and we have our national open stuff. So I think we might just be in this special gray area, maybe.
It'll be no different. They'll continue to have the Scottish Open being a tier 1 event. Or at least one of those, because they will have some, because this isn't going to come into effect next year, it'll be the year after, that there will be, because the fields will be bigger then too. That's sort of the thing that they're going for, that the fields will be like 125 guys, not 70 guys, because they wouldn't want to get the Scottish, because guys will want to play in the Scottish Open regardless, because it's the week before the Open. Of course. But you're going to be like, no, you can't play. What the fuck are people going to do?
Yeah.
I thought the most hilarious story coming out of all of this is this Jimmy Stanger stuff. Did you see this?
Nope.
So this was reported by Monday Q Info, and I saw Michael Kim even commented on it too. So Jimmy Stanger is on a medical exemption. He needed a par on 18 to earn enough points to get his tour card. He put the ball in the water and made bogey. He is now 22 points, FedEx Cup points, short of fulfilling his full medical. and he only has one start left on his medical to get those points. But he qualified for the U.S. Open 2 weeks ago, and they don't discriminate what starts that you get. So now the U.S. Open is his final start for him to get his tour card and basically have his career.
Oh my God! Can he withdraw from the
He
U.S.
can,
Open?
but he's not going to withdraw from the U.S. Open.
I don't think I would either. I'd roll the dice and say, you know what, this is how it is.
he?
My career ends at the U.S. Open, then that's how it is.
Well, I
How
mean,
old is he?
Jimmy Stanger? I have no idea. Let's see. Jimmy Stanger he turned pro in 2017.
Oh my God, he's much older than I thought. He's got to just fuck. If he was younger, I would have said
He's 31.
He was.
That's wild. So Michael Kim commented, he goes, the smart move would be playing the John Deere, but I doubt he'll do that because you want to play in the best. You want to play in major championships, right?
No one made him qualify for the U.S. Open. He chose to do that.
True, but he just needed par on 18 on the easiest hole on the course, or the second easiest hole on the course at TPC Toronto.
I think I would play in the U.S. Open.
He needs a solo 40th to earn enough points this week.
Oh boy!
But if he was to play the John Deere after withdrawing this week, he would need a 34th or better. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but the quality of competition is way lower.
Not even that. The type of golf course you're playing on. Quad Cities is not going to put you in a washing machine the way that Shinnecock will.
I just thought it was very interesting. Listen, if it was me, I wouldn't withdraw either from a chance to play in the U.S. Open. Like, how many shots is he going to have to play in the U.S. Open?
That's it, right? It may never come again. You take your chances.
I'd argue it's not like the Stone Cold.
Like, your game is good enough. You qualified for the U.S. Open. Your game is
You
obviously
just came top 10 at
your
the Canadian
game is
Open.
in decent enough shape. You know what? You go out there and you do your very best to Shinnecock Hills. If it is crazy,
if you try to like pick your spot, if you try to pick your spot, you could be such like a mental mess that week that in the end, like it's marginal. Like you just.
how are you going to feel if you finish 37th at the John Deere after withdrawing from the U.S. Open?
Like you're going to put so much. I mean, not that he's not going to have a lot of pressure, but like becomes a much bigger thing once you withdraw from the U.S. Open to go like find a spot.
Mm-hmm.
He will still retain conditional status on tour. So he'll be between that 125 and 150 marker. So he will get into presumably he'll probably still get into the John Deere Classic, but it won't work the same in terms of him earning his tour cards. I just thought that was that was a really interesting subplot as we have going into the week.
I didn't play that game. You guys played that game. I don't play those stupid hypotheticals. This red, blue button. Fuck that. This is the shit I'll discuss. This is the shit that I can discuss.
Remember how we talked about whether you should push the red button or the blue button?
Oh, yes. That's
I don't do stupid.
That's a callback. It's a callback.
I was too busy being interrupted again. Jeff's a bit fired up this morning.
I can understand that. It's the U.S. Open week.
We should probably talk about that. Injuries of note. Brooks WD'd from the Canadian Open on Sunday with a hand injury. He complained about it after the Saturday round. He may have saw that there was a ton of rain in the forecast on Sunday. I have no idea how legitimate this injury is. I'm guessing he probably would have stuck it out to play to get those points because that gets him closer to playing in the Signature Series events. May have got him into the Travelers, who knows, with a good Sunday. But it's concerning to say the least. And there's a lot of people with Brooks U.S. Open futures where he won last time.
Absolutely. And as we know, and we saw this last year too, like the U.S. Open results in more injuries than any other tournament on tour because the rough is just so thick and penal. So, yeah, I would not be ambitious to have Brooks this week because he's one swing away from just being either useless for you just because he's hurt or having to withdraw. So that is very, very concerning news.
Jake Knapp is expected to make his return too, Geoff.
So I'm phased for Brooks. I'm really upset about that. That was a punch in the gut. Even for someone that likes to and maybe, was probably planning on fading him in major championships. That's something I've sort of done in the last couple years. I've spoken about it before, a few of them.
Good thing that you didn't spend 3 months talking about how Brooks was going to win the Canadian Open.
I did. No, I thought like he's perfect for the place. As he was like almost winning and the game was finding it, my brain was hoping he would delay the nut for Canada at points in the week. It felt like that. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you something just quickly before we get in the U.S. Open. when you say like you want Brooks to win the Canadian Open because how great it would be and how awesome it would be, not just like for the event for Brooks, he gets all that full status, blah blah blah. You say it for like a couple months, as Tim notes, and then the week of the tournament comes, and you've got money on Christoph Reiten and not Brooks Koepka. like as soon as the ball kicks off, you're like, what sort of are you? But I could be doing this show from the bathtub because I am like taking a fucking bath, and you could just run through the last bit of winners for me, Pat. I don't know when the last time a good player's won. And shout out like Windy. He's like arcing into his. I loved what he did on the weekend.
I did too. I thought that was fantastic.
Like debate if he's a good player. But
that's the point. It's like if they're gonna have a gimmicky crowd fired up hole, go for it.
Yeah, lean into it. If you're gonna lean into it in a foreign country, just really lean into it.
Yeah, have fun with it.
He had a really poor Sunday.
Yes,
he just could not find a fairway. That big. Well, he double-crossed himself twice. He was just hitting big slices. It was like watching me out there for a lot of it. But
when you're not playing at LA Country Club and you can hit massive slices, it doesn't do well for his game.
No. And we'll see how it ends up doing this week.
And
but
you got away with it a bit, but the rough was harder on yesterday with the rain.
Thanks.
That's 4 times.
All right,
we should have a counter.
Oh, you want to bet?
No. We should have a counter going, Jared.
Bet me. We're going 0.
No. We're not.
Yeah.
I'm not wagering with you.
Why? It's like free money.
I don't want to.
You can tell you can tell when Wyndham's feeling it and when he's not feeling it.
Yes.
So he's clearly feeling his game right now. Because you don't do that, then go out and make a birdie.
Agreed. I don't like him this week at all, but.
He's interesting this week.
No, he's not.
Because he doesn't have to hit driver.
Doesn't matter. He's too inconsistent. He's too out of position too often.
But when he's out of position, where is he out of position?
Very, very far left and right, which you said could be better for you.
Which could be better. I don't know if it's going to be better, Geoff, but if you hit it into the fescue, you might have a better chance of having a lie and advancing the ball than being in the rough.
I think this U.S. Open is much more wide open than I feel a lot of bigger tournaments have been in the last bit. I don't know that my betting card is going to reflect that. But I think Wyndham's game is in a place where if he is mixing, I am certainly not surprised. I don't know which one you said he's got no chance or you'd be surprised by it, but he's playing too well right now. Wouldn't shock me if he has a great week.
Well, when we return, we need to figure out who we're going to be playing and fading based on Cust picks. So stay tuned. Summer's actually the time of year when I notice bad sleep for me the most because the days are longer, the kids are running around nonstop, they're staying up later because it's so gloriously bright out throughout the course of the night, and then they tell me, it's not bedtime, it's not dark out, although that logic never applies in the wintertime when it gets 4:30 p.m. dark out. Now, does it, kids? But I'm outside more, I'm playing more golf, and if I don't get a good night's sleep, I feel awful the next day. It's one of the reasons I've been so happy with my Helix mattress. I've now had mine for a couple years, and it's been a massive upgrade from what I was sleeping on before. I fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and I wake up feeling far more recovered. That's the important part. When you're trying to squeeze the most out of your summer, which I have to where I live, it's a pretty big deal to me. What I really like about Helix is they make it easy. Just take their sleep quiz and they'll match you with the mattress that's right for you and your sleep style and preferences. And the summer sale is going on at helixsleep.com right now. So go to helixsleep.com/Mayo for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/Mayo for 20% off. Make sure to enter the show name at checkout so they know we sent you. The Travelers Championship. Now is the time. This is the place. Every star, every round, every shot that makes your heart race as legends walk the fairways. Keegan Bradley, Scotty Scheffler, Tommy Fleetwood, Justin Rose, Cameron Young, Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa, and other PGA Tour greats, all battling to be called champion. See the world's best for all 4 days. No cut. You'll feel the pressure before the shot, the roar when it drops. You'll stand close enough to see it all, the intensity, the focus, the moment when everything comes down to mere inches, and where everything makes you feel part of the moment. It's golf at its best, up close, Open to all and only here. The excitement starts June 24th and runs through June 28th at TPC River Highlands in Cromwell, Connecticut. For tickets and information, visit travelerschampionship.com. Now is the time. This is the place. All right, this is what the people are here to see. Your 3 winners
Okay.
of the U.S. Open. You got 3 picks. Jeff, did I spoil this for you of who Cust is picking yet?
I don't have a clue.
Oh, perfect.
My
Let's go.
bronze pick is Sam Burns.
Good pick.
He's been, like I said to you on Saturday, it feels like he is right there. He is just right at the edge of breaking through and getting a win, having not won since the match play. And I don't know, just he was the 54-hole leader last year in the U.S. Open. He played really well at Aronimink, which is a super difficult golf course. I just feel like his game is just right at the cusp of something great. And I would not be shocked if somehow he put together 4 important rounds here this week. I will say, I do not think the winner will be under par. I think the winner is going to be either level or 1 over. I will say that. I don't think this course, I don't think the USGA can set it up easy enough with the wind that's supposed to come and the rough the way it is for those guys and the greens being already impossible. I don't think the USGA has any interest in making it gettable. I think like a 1 or 2, even 1-2 is going to win this thing.
Well, it'll depend on how they react to what happens on Thursday, because Thursday, as it's currently forecasted, looks like by far the worst of it, with winds right around 5 p.m. local time, gusting up to 44 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's almost like play might be suspended windy.
Well, it
The
depends
ball,
on
well, there's no tree coverage. The balls could oscillate on the greens with wind like that. So we've seen that at Open Championships too, where it becomes unplayable.
And then
so sometimes your disadvantage is an advantage because they'll actually stop play.
Friday looks like the easiest day, and then Saturday and Sunday are pretty consistent, like 15 to 20, gusts up to 25. So like a difficult challenge.
And cut sweats on Friday.
Cut sweats on Friday. Oh yeah, I should probably put that out. Rabbit hole this week, betspertsgolf.com. Code US Open, get you the rabbit hole for $1. Research, tools, the live leaderboard, it will all be up there for you. Additionally, you can sub to the free newsletter. We can get the write-up, the picks, the previews already out, so you can sub to that for free. Go click on the site. And obviously you're watching the show, so you know that's out. Me, Tambo, and Blickle Tuesday morning. Keith and I live from Shinnecock Hills on Tuesday evening. And then a live chat 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Mayo Media Network's YouTube channel. It'll be up on the audio feeds after the fact, but it'll be myself and Cam Stewart.
Any interest on a Thursday
recap, and then Cut Sweats Live.
So come here Thursday night. Watch.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. Why not?
This is my favorite golf, and has been since I was a little boy. My favorite golf tournament of the year.
And you're picking Sam Burns to win it.
As a bronze. It's my favorite. Look, and other than the 1 year because of COVID, it's always on Father's Day weekend. So you get to spend time with your dad watching golf. The weather is usually pretty beautiful. I like the West Coast ones better because I love primetime golf. The out east is nice too. The courses are iconic and they're beautiful and they're challenging, and it's just the best. If only the USGA didn't run it, it would be the most perfect golf tournament of the year. People love Augusta, and it's kind of because it's the first of major of the year. People love the Open because of its history and it being the major that anybody outside of America has always dreamed of winning their whole life. And the Masters is great, and the Open Championship is great, and the PGA Championship has pulled up its socks to be fantastic recently. But the U.S. Open is number one in my heart and always will be. I think it's the truest test of golf, and that's why I love it so much.
That's interesting, because this, as we've seen over the past 10 years, has had the biggest grouping of like random people winning. Like this has been the easiest major to win if you're not one of the 5 best players.
Because of when the courses get stupid tough.
Well, is it stupid tough, or has it just become really random?
A mix, but Aaron Rai just won the PGA Championship.
Sure.
Because the course was super tough. I think there's something to be said for super difficult conditions result in people having miracle weeks. Jeff is doing a lot of gesticulating behind me.
I'm in a box because I'm being shamed for entering conversations, but I'm not being called on a conversation. So I'm kind of like just in the box here.
Why don't you enter?
How to react? Let me out of this box. I agree with Tim. I think me and Tim have often agreed. It's the best. It's my favorite tournament of the year. The Masters is chills and it's special. And that first Masters commercial hits harder than like a US Open commercial. I'll give all that. But there's things that happen here that just can make it my favorite one. And, on times they cross the line, and at times it gets unfortunate, like last year, I'd argue, where, good shots aren't rewarded, and it's just the same hack, slash out of a rough. I don't know that that's entertaining either, but when they get it right here, when they get it right at this event, there is not a better event on the calendar. There just isn't.
And I love how the
yeah,
players get pissy with the USGA the way they don't with the
That's
PGA.
one.
The players clearly
Tim
don't
feels
like the
inevitable.
USGA. Like they don't like the USGA. You can tell there's some contempt.
Wait for Keith. Keith hates the USGA.
So that's what makes me I enjoy it that much more. It's like in the interviews, the guys are willing to tear a strip off the USGA the way they just don't at the no one ever says a bad word about the RNA ever. You never hear it.
I would like to hear from the people out there, your power rankings of the 4 majors, because I'm really curious where the U.S. Open falls for a lot of people. It's a clear number 3 for me. And I think that you guys are always dealing with the idealized version of the U.S. Open.
Like last year was.
Because when it's great, it is truly great. But it's
ceiling.
But it's often not very great.
Yeah, but I'm playing to the ceiling.
Yeah,
When
but it still
ceiling,
happens. We have to watch this
I feel
every
like the
single
last
year.
2 were kind of home runs. Pinehurst and Oakmont gave us what we wanted from
the
a U.S. Open.
USGA, when Mike Davis
Yeah,
yanked.
I'd
they
argue
made that
Oakmont
course real
wasn't
tough.
perfect.
It required a 75-foot putt for someone to break par last year to win. Last year was perfect, and then the way they had Pinehurst set up was kind of perfect too. So, and the Country Club was set up perfect for the year Fitzpatrick won.
There's been some really good
Yeah.
U.S. Opens, but I would go Masters, Open, U.S. Open, and then
Now
the
you
PGA
always had the
Championship.
Open first. I don't know why you made that switch. You
I
always
just
had the Open first.
because to my point about the reliability, you very rarely get a bad Masters.
That's true.
That's one of the reasons why it is so iconic. You get pumped for the same course.
Yeah.
They can dial in the conditions any way they want to make it play however they want. You always get the -12 winning score. It's tough, but it's scoreable. There are circumstances with the Open Championship where just weather
away
gets
from
out of control and you're just well, this is basically unwatchable.
Or the weather doesn't do anything and the course is defenseless and somebody wins at 20 under par.
I don't mind that as much because that's just the courses that you're playing when you're playing such old style.
But you don't get the
courses that can't-
Stenson fill.
But you don't get the
Unfair. They get to run away with it.
Brian Harmon just being out in the right conditions, being like, I'm winning by 10.
And because they play everybody off the first tee, there's no wave integrity. So if you just get bad weather, you're just hooped.
But I like the randomness of the weather, that it can be very penal. I do think is an appealing part of it, as long as it doesn't completely overshadow the tournament. And Jeff, when we go back to Shinnecock, the biggest thing that's the problem with Shinnecock last time. And that's why, I had Gary Williams on the research show this week. He broke down the course, the changes that they've made from 1986 to now, and what is different between 2018 and now. But the lasting memory of last time that it was here for the U.S. Open is Phil hitting the ball on the green after the greens got out of control.
And Zach Johnson lipping the course. Those are the 2 indelible moments of that tournament.
Which sucks, Jeff, because this is one of the most iconic courses in America.
Mm-hmm.
What does indelible mean again?
Like a mark that can't be removed. Something that is
See,
a
I would
permanent
argue
memory.
we all have our own, but
Seeing Zach Johnson, it became
Pat,
a
you're
meme.
buddy, I'm not interrupting you. You don't interrupt me. I love you. I would be shocked. -1 million that Pat doesn't get this question right. But and now that I'm teeing it up, he's got 101, and then the other one will be a cinch, and Tim can interject. I mean, there's 2 putts in the history of our podcast that I'll never forget about.
Oh, I know them both.
Yeah.
Want to
right?
make, want to miss.
No, both miss.
Nope. Both misses.
Tommy coming up short on the 72nd hole here, and then Dustin Johnson missing the putt to win at Chambers Bay.
Not to force the playoff.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he missed the putt to win.
Yeah, he missed the putt to win. Then he missed the comeback for the playoff.
Yes. Yes. So
When
I
thought he went
that.
John Rahm's putt on the 17th at Torrey when he was completely above the hole. It was an impossible putt, and he made it.
A great putt. I'm not talking about I'm just talking about the scar. The putts I will die with are those putts. And my other thing when I think of that tournament, I think about that putt. And the second thing I think of is, because I had bets on both of them, that week. Berger and Finau were in the first or second last group out that on Saturday. And when Saturday was over, they were both either like leading or in the top 3.
They were solo leaders.
Yeah.
At 3 over par come Sunday morning.
So that's what I remember from that tournament.
Berger gained 6 strokes putting on Saturday.
Yeah, that Saturday was the least fair tournament round of golf I can remember.
There was 3 players who finished under par that day, 2 at even par, and then Dustin Brooks.
And Dustin
Reed.
had played great Thursday, Friday. He was in fantastic shape. And
Dustin
then
was leading after the first round.
He was like 4 under par coming into Saturday, and then Shinnecock just took a sledgehammer to him.
And Brooks just being able to tread water and be 1 over that day was the real reason he ended up winning.
And that day they put the pins in the middle of the green and stopped being foolish.
On Sunday.
On Sunday, because Saturday had been so outlandish.
Sunday was a scoreable day, but look at Fleetwood. Fleetwood set the U.S. Open record for scoring on Sunday and still couldn't come back and win because he had fallen so far behind because of it. So that ends up happening. Sam Burns, your number 3 pick.
He is.
Can I comment on Burns? Because I didn't get Tim, in your nice little roundup for Burns, you didn't even mention his Masters this year.
That's true. He was excellent at Augusta.
You also said he was good at
and I think I
Aronimink,
said it to
really
Tim.
wasn't.
Not Tim. I think I said it to Pat a week ago out of the Memorial, where like it now just feels inevitable almost for like Sam Burns. He's contending at like the old Fleetwood rate.
He is and he isn't though, because the results still aren't there.
Because he takes a bath
well,
one round.
Listen,
so all he has to do is not take that bath in one round.
I don't want to hear about how Ludwig sucks and Fleetwood sucks. If it's like, man, if Sam Burns could just not do what he always does, wouldn't that be great?
He does what Haotong does. He teases you and then he blows up.
Cust victory lapping Haotong after Friday. What did he shoot over the weekend?
Over a million.
Bad Haotong.
There's good Haotong, which is must-watch TV, and there's bad Haotong where you can't get it off TV fast enough. Like at Augusta when he took a 12.
Yeah, but sometimes bad Haotongs must-watch TV.
No, I don't want to watch that. I don't like that. I like Haotong. I don't want to see him do bad things, even though I know it's coming.
4th at the Memorial, 7th at the Masters are his only 2 top 10s on the year.
Yeah, but again, he was in the hunt this week. Like I know he didn't finish in the top 10, but he was a part of the story all week until he fell apart.
Well, these final rounds are not going well for old Sam Burns.
Well, to win a U.S. Open or any major champion, really any tournament, you got to put together 4 good rounds.
It would be great redemption, right? Last year, I believe he got the shit ruling. I think a lot of people agree, although it is controversial. He does, if he wins a major at this point, and the way he is sort of finding his way into a lot of these, you're not surprised. I don't see myself getting to Sam Burns this week.
Especially at the odds, because right now, because he has been trending upwards. He's playing some good golf. He's finally hitting, like when he hits his irons well, he is dangerous because that's something that he doesn't do well. And people really got on me for my Bobby Mack, Sam Burns comparisons last week, just because Sam Burns is playing better golf than Bobby Mack right now. But they're the same player. They drive it well, they putt it well. If they hit their irons, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
McIntyre actually hit his irons well in Toronto and then just stopped making putts all of a sudden. Just like Sam Burns.
I actually have this perception of Burns being clutch.
Because he won 6
like
times
when he hasn't
in 3
won
years.
in all these years, and then he missed like a 4-footer to beat Ryan Fox a year ago. I'm not saying he's not clutch because I believe he's like a stone cold killer. It's just been hiding. It's been hibernating, and I'm not betting the current number. To Pat's point.
Yeah, he's 45-1. That's similar. Like he and Brooks are the same odds. That's the same as Morikawa, Justin Thomas, Russell Henley, Siwoo, Hatton, Wyndham Clark. Like that's the group that he's in. Probably a deserved group, but like those odds aren't great for any of those guys. Like, do you really want to bet Justin Thomas at 45-1?
No.
I'm curious where Tim is going though, because usually his
guess. Just please take a guess at who do you think his gold pick is.
He starts the C pick with not like 35-1. He could choose his own adventure. And if all his picks were under 35-1, I wouldn't care. But I'm just curious where we're going here, because usually it goes in chronological order of odds.
Except for when?
Except for when what? When somebody was 100-1 gold pick, when someone was 100-1 gold pick and won the US Open.
Listen, that was very impressive. And you could tip your cap to it 3 years later.
You better believe I am. My silver pick, but because of the way the rules work, is my one and done pick as well, and that's Tyrrell Hatton. Hard course, played great in the PGA Championship, played great at the Masters.
Just won at Valderrama, very tough course.
Won at Valderrama. He's in great form.
U.S. Open. He's been mixing in majors.
Yeah. I always get concerned with him here because if he has a complete and utter meltdown, you can compound error on top of error. Oh, Geoff is in the box. Go ahead.
Don't you remember? It was like, hey, I had a huge ticket on him last year. Last year it was and he's one of 3 futures I'm walking into this week, 66. I'm worried about the live stuff. Maybe we'll talk about that in a moment.
I don't care about live anymore.
No, but from a mentality, a mental,
No,
like
no
I just don't know where. Whatever. It's more that whatever. Well, there's bigger players we can talk about it with. But don't you remember what Hatton said, which made me love him going into last year, Tim? He said, no. The U.S. Open is my equalizer. I'm always at my baseline. These other stoic players come down to me in terms of freaking out or being angry or getting frustrated. That's his advantage when the course gets stupid. If it's going to be stupid, there's not a list of 5 golfers you'd want money on more than Tyrrell Hatton.
It's true. He's always at that angry level.
He's going to get stupid.
Good Lord. Can you imagine how angry Scheffler's going to be at Ted Scott this week after the way he treated him 2 weeks ago?
I didn't feel like he was...
No. I actually think he was yelling at himself more than Ted. Honestly, that was my interpretation.
Like, part of being the caddy is to take the heat.
It's
a lot like your role on this show for me.
Yeah, exactly. To be a heat shield. But honestly, I felt like he wasn't even yelling at Ted. He was yelling at himself.
But he didn't say you. He said we.
Yeah, no, that's right.
That's an important distinction when people were breaking that clip down. And shout out to Rappaport. Geoff on Golf going tomorrow. Extravaganza, props extravaganza. 1 o'clock at the Hammer.
And Rappaport knows a thing or two about being yelled at a golf course.
You know, one thing you can't say about Dan Rappaport, you can't not call him a good sport. Because someone's not getting onto full swing if Rappaport doesn't want to be a good sport.
That's right.
He's not getting through the front door that day, I think. Where'd I go? You can't not call Rappaport a good sport. He's a good sport. You criticize him for a lot of other things, but he's a good sport. He gets the internet too, so good for him. But to the Ted Scott thing, if you watch it back, it's never like you. It's like we keep making this mistake. So that's all that matters. That's
mine and Jeff's first memory together.
Of you riding on that media cart and Byron lighting up Dan Rappaport?
Geoff just grabbed like my inner thigh and was like, "What is happening?" And just staring, both of us staring straight ahead.
I don't like confrontation.
I was on the next media bus. I showed up and everyone's like, "Oh, you should have seen what happened." I was like, "Oh God, what happened?" Like, "Oh, that seems like pretty innocuous."
On the back of the line would have been on the next bus.
It's like, but buddy, you got to look at his driving stats. Why aren't you looking at them?
Well, look, we were on the second bus because you weren't using Waze. You didn't get there as fast.
Wow, it was a foreign country. What am I supposed to do?
No, it wasn't a foreign country. Just the signs were in a foreign language.
I know how to say my
what does
name
that
to go
mean?
to the washroom, okay?
Well,
sortie. What does sortie mean?
Cust gave you a hint here, Geoff, about who his gold pick is going to be for the U.S. Open. You get 3 guesses. Who do you think it's going to be?
Because this is being asked of me, I feel like it's either crazy or someone he usually hates.
Well, he gave you the biggest hint possible.
I did.
And you just maybe were not listening to him when he said it. But go ahead. 3 guesses.
Rory?
Nope.
He gave me a hint. Okay, let's just
When I gave you Hatton.
No, don't give him the hint again.
Okay, I'm not.
Bryson?
Nope. Already used him.
I don't know. I didn't. This thing didn't connect your tip.
Well, the reason I took Hatton as my one and done is because my gold winner, should he win, gets no prize money. Because I'm picking Jackson Koiven to win the U.S. Open.
Oh my God. Okay, firstly, he's 120 to win, which is crazy. People having these jokes. He's 120 to win the U.S. Open. What do you think he's going to be to win that goddamn John Deere or something? If he's opening up 100 to 1 this week.
To be the reigning U.S. Open champion, he'll be very short odds.
You won't even have to play it.
What are you doing? Are you cursing his career?
No, he's the best amateur golfer anyone has seen probably since Rory. And I have decided I'm going to take a stand on him being one of my guys. I'm a Jackson Koiven fan. He's in the roster with Hatton and with various other players that I cheer for.
Hold on. Can you update us on the current roster?
Yeah, who's on Team Cust right now?
Bryson, Hatton, Hatton. I like to cheer for Rasmus Højgaard, not Nikolai.
But after we did the show last week,
that's just the position I take, and I don't. I don't
pick them. Like if Pat gave you both headshots, would you pick them?
Yo, could we do a thing? Like if we had prepped this in advance, if we put up pictures of 5 guys on the screen, could you pick out Jackson Koiven?
I think I could. Yes.
Could you?
Yes, I think.
Describe him to me.
Dark hair.
I don't know.
Young complexion. I don't have.
Wow. You have now narrowed the field to around 145 million Americans.
This is not Pictionary. I don't know or charades. I don't know what you want me to do.
He has some pretty distinct features.
I don't know what you want me to do. He's going to be the winner.
I want you to just
there's one thing about Jackson Koiven that if you saw a picture of him, you would know, oh yeah. So you've never seen him before.
Of course I have.
Have you ever seen him before?
Yes, of course
I
have.
You have not, because
Yes,
you would
I
know
have.
what the answer is to this question.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He has big, bushy eyebrows. It's like the one thing about him that stands out.
Not Leonard Brezhnev. So that's my pick. I had heard earlier in the last couple of months or weeks, that he was becoming a trendy selection. And I was like, well, if he's becoming trendy, we're going up a notch because this credit is mine and mine alone. And he's going to the gold spot because that's all that's
Are
the
you
highest.
doing this for when he's great? You'll get to take credit. Like he won't win this week, but you will use this as a credit.
Just
marker.
remember who was on him first.
But was he? Because we
had enough confidence in him to make him his gold pick at the U.S. Open.
Sky has bet him before.
I've bet him before at PGA tournaments.
Well,
yeah.
This is the stand.
What are you doing?
Here I stand.
Just Cust had never heard of him until 2 weeks ago.
Then I watched.
So now he's all in.
Then I watched some highlights. Guy
Tim
can play some golf.
Malbon commercial, and he's like, he's my favorite guy.
Now he's on the team.
Who's the Heenan family?
What?
That's it.
It's a 4-man stable you have right now.
Oh, Sam Burns in the stable, no?
I like Sam Burns. I don't know if he's in the stable. I like Sam Burns. There are other people that make appearances in and
Who's
make appearances.
recently been kicked out of your stable, just out of curiosity?
Well, we talked about him earlier. Won't get into it. We talked about him off the top of the show.
Oh, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still the captain.
I mean, Dick Bland doesn't play in these things anymore, but Dick Bland has long been a member of this team. Who else do I really like? I like David Puig. He's on the team.
Yep. He's got the same odds to win as Koiven.
Yeah, that's fair. Who else?
And who's the most credit you ever got again?
Wyndham Clark.
Oh,
yeah,
he's-
I didn't care for Wyndham's behavior last year at Oakmont, smashing up that locker. So that puts you on a timeout for me. That type of disrespect.
But Wyndham's on such a funny, how do I put this? The first time you're a piece of the first couple of times you're a piece of shit, you kind of get a lot of hate. But when people realize it might just be part of you, then I think they kind of like you more. And then I don't know, when Wyndham said he's once gonna crack some grape, unless he was rage baiting, that fucking killed me.
So you're saying that Wyndham Clark has entered Patrick Reed territory, where it's just happened for so long now, people are like, well, this is what we're dealing with.
Or Sergio.
Yeah, Wyndham might be at the point where I actually am liking his craziness.
I still like Padres.
His craziness is kind of endearing. That being said, I got no time for the locker thing. That one's gonna stick for a bit, but he's doing a pretty good job.
Imagine if he had beat up your locker at the Canadian Open.
Jeff would have loved that.
Well, they
He
were
would
in
have
the
loved
ladies.
it.
They were in the ladies is newer and nicer.
Imagine if they beat up your
baseball.
mom's locker.
I'm
at the
surprised they're
Canadian
even,
Open.
Jeff doesn't even want them to have a locker room as it
Yeah.
is.
They shouldn't even be allowed at the course.
You guys, I don't know.
I came to your defense, by the way, on a show recently about this. I came to your defense. I said, this is not
on which issue? Because I seem to be getting
on this
attacked
issue. And I
different
said,
things.
Jeff is not here to defend himself. I will not engage in this conversation. Other than he's jealous that Myrtle Mandelbaum has a nicer high crown visor than he does. That's really the nub of the problem.
Visor gang.
Of note, fanball.com right now, if you go to the 5x5 contest, the PME US Open 5x5 is up there right now. $6,000 in the prize pool, $20 to play. And if you win, you get $2,000. And it's just an easy game, just 5 picks, $15 salary cap. You got your 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 level players like we've been doing for all the majors. The link is in the description right now. But if you are unable to click open and then click, just go to fanball.com. You can find it up there. Let's fill this up so we can make it even bigger for the Open Championship. Who are the 3 players who are not going?
I gave you one already, Wyndham Clark. I know he's been playing better golf. I still don't trust him at a place like this. So I'm going to write him off. At the highest level, I'm writing off Bryson this week. Not because I don't want Bryson to win. I would love to see Bryson thrive. He's probably my favorite golfer, if not one of my favorite golfers.
So if he wins, are you still going to take credit because you like him?
No, I'll just be super happy that he won. But the way the green complexes and the short game is going to be so exacting on golfers this week. And whoever wins is going to have an immaculate short game, and they're going to have masterful control of their wedges and putter. Even though I think Bryson's a better putter than he gets credit for.
What do you mean you think he's a better putter?
I don't think people don't talk about.
People credit him as being one of the best putters.
People don't talk about his putting.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Prodigious
That's
driving,
not fair.
elite putting. That's what he's known for.
His wedge game is so off the mark right now that I just don't. I would be surprised to see him put it together enough to win. I hope I'm wrong on that. But
Bryson winning, me and Tim feel differently. Although I would be less shocked if Bryson wins because I'm not putting him on my no chance to win list. But under the current environment for which Bryson is living, I'd argue if he wins this tournament, it would be as impressive a win as we've seen in the sport of golf in some time.
even more
This guy
impressive
is
than Scheffler
currently
winning the week
involved
after the
in
Masters.
This guy is currently involved in live pitch meetings.
Yeah, what does that mean, though?
He's like Don Draper. He's doing the carousel for
I
live.
don't know. He's part of the pitch deck.
I don't think that you should be giving him special credit for winning because he's so overwhelmed with live. Dude seems to be on YouTube fucking 5 times a week.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's also the point. This would be like this is his side hustle. And don't get me wrong, there's people on the internet like doing crafting from home, selling it on the internet, making more money and doing their side hustles than they do their real job. This is his fucking side hustle. So he's going to win the major when pro golf is a side hustle? I would be, he's not on my 3 guys who can't win list. This would be, to me, as impressive a win as we've seen in golf, major championship wise in some time.
Who's the main guy who cannot win this week?
Shane Lowry.
Really? I found that
There
was
is somebody who is not going to recover from very unfortunate lies and bad breaks, and a fan base of New York City golf fans who are going to beat him and are going to push his buttons because they know Shane Lowry will not be able to contain himself. This is a road game. This is the U.S. Open in New York. This is a road game for European golfers. And will it be like Bethpage Black? No, it won't. But will there be shots when Lowry or Rory hit it and someone yells, "Get in the bunker"? You better believe there will.
That wouldn't happen until Sunday. For
Saturday, Sunday, it'll happen.
I think if that happens, the golfer should be allowed to smash people in the face with their clubs.
I agree. Who did that to Ryan Gerard at Memorial? Get out of here. I don't.
If you want to be lippy,
I think
then
Tim's right.
You got
Tim's right.
Ellen the Tiger to the face.
Lowry bingo would be a real one this week. You want to make your Shane Lowry bingo cards, you're gonna check a lot of boxes.
I actually kind of like Shane Lowry.
Pat, that's where I was. The next words out of my mouth. I don't know if I'm betting him, But when I mentioned, I feel like, historically, I just bet this thing bombers, bombers, bombers. And don't get me wrong, I got a couple bombers. I think the Shane Lowry guys could really be that skill set, that profile could really be in play. And yes, you bet a guy like Shane Lowry, there's a lot of losers. I mean loser in the nicest possible way. You know how I bet my own losers. He's someone else's loser who they like to bet. But when you bet these guys that we sort of put in that category, which is, it's derogatory, but it's just for fun. Like your question is, can he actually hold the line on a Sunday? That'd be my concern with Shane. But I like him a lot for this week. I think there's money to be made on Shane.
They went back to Northern Ireland last year for the Open Championship, where he had won the Open Championship, where there is a mural of his face by the course, and he hits a shot offline, gets a bad bounce, and he says, and I quote, "I effing hate this place." Or F this place. Something like to that degree. It's like, that guy just, when things go bad, he just spirals. I'm sorry.
I know it's impossible.
If he wins, he wins by 5. He doesn't win by 1. He would have to win in a runaway.
I know everyone lives it in their own way because, there's 150 guys out there. You could not, you could not tell me the accurate story of the last decade in golf without a Shane Lowry section. I mean that. Oh, that was incredible. Last year's bingo in Ireland was off the chain. It was off the chain. Yeah, he's capable of anything. And maybe he can benefit in the way Hatton benefits, that he's already a bit crazy. So let's bring other guys to his level. But I'm more confident in Hatton maintaining a level of behavior and decorum than I am Shane Lowry.
Agreed.
Euros get fired up.
Not all Euros.
Most Euros. Except for Matt Fitzpatrick, who's just happy to be there.
Not Nordic Euros.
No.
But can we do this? What happened? Remember at the end of the Players, that was a playoff, right? Wasn't on, or maybe just was 18 in reg. Absolutely, at the end of this thing, there will be angry Euros on the internet, maybe deservedly so, if it turns into a head-to-head. It will get probably not Ryder Cup, but it'll get pretty stupid out there, for sure. For sure.
In that situation, which European player do you think has the gumption to stand up to that and actually thrive and win in that situation? I think there's a clear answer.
Justin Rose.
I think it's Matt Fitzpatrick.
Matt Fitzpatrick, certainly.
I mean, he's been through it twice. He did it with Cam Young. He lost at the Players. Then he was in that playoff with Scheffler where it was happening again at Heritage and then beat Scheffler. I have 2 bets in this week, Geoff, so far. I have bet Matt Fitzpatrick at 30-1. Was able to make that bet yesterday. He's now back down to 22-1. If you're in Canada, outside of Ontario, hit the description. Get your bonus at coolbet.com because they got the fastest payouts in the biz. Fresh odds up already. And as I've been mentioning on the show for a few weeks, Chris Gotterup, 55-1 now, Geoff. Those are my 2 bets right now. And you can sell me on other guys later, but those are the 2 I'm in on.
Both guys very much on my short list. I'm loving what Fitzpatrick is about at the moment. Little Northeast major, he's on a short list for me. Gotterup, an American bomber, would be one of definitely who else I'm considering. 3 bets in for me, Pat. Cam Young, 70-1. Jaco Neiman, 90-1. Tyrrell Hatton, 66-1. We can go wherever we want. But I'm looking at a pocket of 6-8 guys to bet about 3 or 4 of them at the moment.
So, since those are futures for you, currently Cam Young is now 20-1, Hatton is 45-1, and Neiman remains at 80. You might even be able to get him a little bit longer than that. Would you consider reinvesting in those guys outright if you didn't have the future on them already?
Yeah, Cam Young at 22, I would definitely be considering. Hatton is fall. Last year I had him at 80 to win the US Open. He was kind of forgotten. And last year going into the US Open, he never actually mixed in a major. Since then, I feel like he's kind of showed up a couple times, so I'm excited about it. I don't know that I would play him in that tier though. And Neiman, I absolutely don't know that I would bet. I don't know that I would bet. I'll be honest. That might have been a mistake, but he's in my stable.
Hatton was cut at the PGA Championship, 3rd at the Masters, 16th at last year's Open Championship, and 4th at last year's U.S. Open. So a pretty good run, 3 top 20s in his past 4 major starts for Hatton, coming off the win in Spain at a very difficult course.
He was on the... Sorry, I'm just Hatton excited. I've been behaving good. Let's criticize me, but let's give a little credit also, right?
Unique.
No, honestly, you know what? Jeff has been better. I give
No,
him.
I don't
do
need credit.
give.
It's been an hour. I'm not looking. I'm just saying.
You
I
do
went on a
deserve
good
it.
Run. The clock restarts.
You do deserve some credit. It's like
the clock
yeah.
restarts. Hatton's 4th doesn't even feel right. Obviously, Spawn hit the bombs. He wasn't going to win. He got that horrible lie on like 17. He got fucking hosed.
Maybe he should have drove the green on 17. That was a much better shot from the guy who won.
He deserved a win, as I just said. That like, it's not hurtful to the point where like the win was there. Once Spawn does what he does on 17, hits the closing putt. If you thought you had a winner that day, once Spawn does that, you just like, no, sorry, I didn't.
Anyone worried that Cam Young's just not been good since he won at the Cadillac?
I've never been convinced that Cam Young is on the top level that you guys put him in. Like you did one of those 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, I think at Augusta, and you had him in the $5, and I felt like that struck a wrong note.
That was that week specific and trying to create a game because we knew he'd be way too popular in the next tier.
I think you should invest, by the way, at the very top.
So it seems like we may have made other mistakes on that board that week, but that wasn't one of them.
And you can play this incarnation for the U.S. Open. You get the link down in the description right now. He was 3rd at the Masters.
Yeah, no, but again, that was before the Cadillac.
Yes, yeah.
I know, and I understand. He finished 3rd, so I guess he justified that. But I don't know, it struck to me a discordant note. If you're going to take somebody at the very, very top, and I think there's justification for it, maybe let me give you somebody's U.S. Open records recently. 9th, 8th, 7th, 5th, 2nd, 19th. Might you want that person?
2nd.
Rory?
Rory has dominated the U.S. Open.
Rory's the elite.
Last year, he had a down one, and he was top 20. As much as I don't particularly want to see him win this, I think if I were to pick somebody at the very top, if you said take someone of the top 3 or 4 players, I would be obliged to take Rory. Rory has played at the U.S. Open since he was cut 3 consecutive years.
I lost your mic. I lost you. No.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, plug and unplug. Did you have?
How about now?
Did you?
Yeah, I got
He's
you.
back.
So just
Okay.
go back. Start at the beginning. Rory
got cut 3 consecutive years from 16 to 18. After that, he's been at top 10 every year except for last year when he was top 20. The guy hasn't won, but he absolutely should have won in Los Angeles. He absolutely could have won at Pebble if he could make, or at Pioneer. If you were going to invest at the very top,
It's gone again.
Oh, let's stop for a second. Let me see.
You have it. I think it just might be where you're holding it. I know you're doing a good job.
I've been very cautious about not holding.
Let me see.
Try that.
Speak.
Hello? 1, 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, roundabout way of saying, if you're going to take the top, you got to take
as it turns out, you're not holding the mic right, and when you tried to hold it right, you held it too high and turned off the switch on it.
I don't think. All right then. Every time I come here, I am abused.
Should have won Pinehurst. That was crushing. That was like my biggest risk, not payout, but really up at that point, and maybe still like the most I ever had on a pre.
And the year before, he played not to win at LA Country Club and lost, which he would then do the next month at the old course when he chose not to play and lost.
How has he played again since winning the Masters this year? Because last year it was horrible. This year it's been better, right?
Yeah, he made a run at the PGA Championship. He ended up coming 7th. He was 12th at Memorial. He was 19th at Truist. So I mean, and a lot of it just frankly had to do with very poor putting in 2 of those tournaments. But
So, like it or not, I think he's not just, I mean, obviously he's Rory McIlroy. He's live at every major, but like, if you believe it's going to be a big boy at the top who's going to win, I think Rory decisively is your choice over Scheffler or Rahm or Bryson for that matter. Decisively so.
I think that Bryson's on the tier down from them based
you
on
can
the
make that-
limitations.
make
but,
that case.
And the odds board would reflect that because it's Scotty plus, depending on where you're at, 5-1 to 7-1 at the moment. Rory's anywhere between 11 and 14 to 1. Rahm's like 12, 13, or 14 to 1. And then there's that drop to the next tier of Cam, Fleetwood, and now Fitzpatrick, Xander, Ludwig, and Bryson.
Not convinced
Bryson's down to 30 in some spots.
Not convinced that Rory shouldn't have the same odds as Scotty this week, honestly. Not convinced that there is any gap between them right now at all. You could even make the case for like Rory to be like 8-1 and Scotty to be 9-1.
You could. I guess the difference would be that the last time that the U.S. Open was here, Rory was terrible. It was the one.
Yes, it was the last time he missed a cut.
It was in that stretch that you talked about. And if you use the rabbit hole, which you can do right now, betspertsgolf.com, code US Open, $1 for the week. You can just sort by the last 5 years of the U.S. Open. No player has gained more strokes per round than Rory McIlroy, and it's over 3 per round, which is an outrageous number. It's Rory, Rahm, Scotty, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
The one thing that I haven't heard, Geoff, and maybe we'll hear it as the week goes along, but you heard it for so long with Rory. Even Spieth got more of this at the PGA Championship. I'm not hearing a ton of like Scotty Grand Slam.
It's house money. I've been telling you for a few weeks, Pat. Run one, house money. House money. It's not even talked about. I feel like I asked you, how many years until it's like even a story? 2? Maybe 3? The first one, it's your least acknowledged run at it, even though maybe it should be talked about and maybe we'll get there. But people realize they've got like 15 years to do this. So we don't need to run it up. If he does it, that's incredible. But you don't need to start the engine here. I don't think when did Rory's engine start?
The first year.
Yeah, the very first year, because it seemed like he was going to win.
But we've talked about this before. Rory, fair or unfair, has expectations that someone like Scheffler will never reach.
Which is kind of crazy based on what Scheffler has done over the past 2.5 years.
Doesn't matter. He's not important.
And Rory never had Scotty's odds. Maybe you guys will tell me I'm wrong.
What?
I mean, I'm sure those appeared for a bit, but
was he ever as short as Scotty is odds-wise? Exactly.
Like, I don't remember Rory ever being, well, I guess you could find a tournament. Maybe a field wasn't great, so I don't want to.
Like, do you mean like Rory being 2-1 in a tournament, or Rory being like plus 350 to win a major?
I just mean the extended period of majors for which Scotty is like holding a number.
Decisive favorite.
Well, here's the case for why Scotty is half the odds of Rory. And I think it's a very logical case that if the outright odds influence all of the other markets, and if you're going to tell me that one of these guys finishes second and inside the top 3 or the top 5 or the top 10, I know you listed off those Rory stats. He's been very good at the U.S. Open, but Scheffler does that in every tournament. It doesn't matter if it's a bad tournament, a good tournament, whatever it is. He's just your far better bet to be in the mix come Sunday over the past 2 years. Because Rory just has some top-end finishes. He has a few top 10s, but like he has other tournaments where he's just out of it, which is not really what we've seen from Scotty until this most recent run. But he's still playing with house money in terms of how these odds are calculated and what they want to do in other markets, Geoff.
I mean, yeah, the derivatives play a big role. I think that's, for Scotty's this price, I feel like it's the same reason, Fleetwood has always been his price.
And Ludwig is currently his price because he continues to mix every single time despite never winning.
Can we, if you actually did like the current run of majors, and don't get me wrong, like I'll cry for him. There's not many golfers I'll cry for the win. Especially at this golf course, if Tommy could do it. When's the last time he actually competed in a fucking major?
Well, I'm looking at the top 10 past 5 years strokes gained per round totals for U.S. Open players. I already gave you the top 3. Rory, Rahm, and Scheffler. Ben Griffin only has 4 rounds, but he's 4th. And Xander's actually, much like Rory, Mr. U.S. Open. Dude just crushes at U.S. Opens.
Though he has 2 major championships, and neither are the U.S. Open.
But If you take
But
a look
yes, I know
back
what you
at his history, if we played the yellow Wikipedia box with Xander at U.S. Opens, he was even top 10 at this U.S. Open in 2018, back before he was good. Morikawa, Cantlay, Henley, Hideki, Spawn, Ludwig, Tom Kim, Robert McIntyre, Sam Burns, and then the most hilarious name on the list, Jeff, Nick Hardy.
I actually saw Nick Hardy somewhere.
Was it like at your course, like trying to qualify for your
No, it was something.
your
It was
club's
like on
Open?
this thing of like how cruel golf is, and like Nick was just being open about his last few years. I don't remember where, but it was on the internet last week.
I just thought it was surprising that like Henley has played really well at U.S. Opens, and
Henley's-
based on what you've said, especially with Rory even last year not finishing inside the top 10, I don't think, and maybe I'm dead wrong about it, but I just don't think we're going to see a lot of like historic U.S. Open correlation between this place and most of the U.S. Open venues, because it's not the same. This is going to look more like an Open Championship leaderboard than a U.S. Open leaderboard.
Okay.
In my maybe I'm wrong.
I trust.
And
you.
I think that Oakmont kind of played it. I would look at last year a little bit more than looking at Winged Foot. Or even the Country Club.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Do you want me to just read out to you like these 7-8 guys that I'm like considering for like filling out my betting card?
Sure, let's hear them.
Fitz, Tommy. Some people just have to last. They last to the end. And you're like, he's going to fucking bet him anyway. You guys know it. Okay, whatever. Just let me have my process. Fitz, Tommy, Ludd, Gotterup, Siwoo, Cantley, Reed, Henley. Cantley. And then beside, I could be convinced to bet Rory, which would obviously change a lot of what that is. And I wrote Cantley's name there twice, which makes me think I forgot someone. But
You should just take Rory over any of those people. Just invest in Rory over those losers.
Tommy,
I would try to pick. I mean, it'd be like they wouldn't all be from the top of that list, but
No.
that is sort of the guys I'm swimming around to make a betting card with my futures.
we sort by majors. Here is the run for Tommy Fleetwood. Cut, T33, T16, cut. T41, T21, cut. T16, T26, and you have to go back to my birthday in 2024 when he finished third at the Masters.
That was the Easter Sunday 36
He didn't
holes
even
in a day
contend to
round.
win, though.
What's that?
I got no memory of Tommy contending to win the Masters, so that was like a backdoor.
Was that the Rahm year or was that the Scotty year?
It was Scotty's first year.
Was that the one where Rory and Morikawa both made the shot on 18 out of the bunker?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
But he was on a run of, he was 5th at the U.S. Open, 10th at the Open, 3rd at the Masters. It felt like it was all coming. He hasn't finished top 10 since.
So to my point, and look at me, I am a fair and balanced person, even though I'm crazy and people like to think otherwise. Who is on this show telling people there's a perception about Tommy and majors, which I don't think is true anymore. On fucking Saturday at the Masters, Saturday morning, he is right in that shit. And he proceeds to essentially be, I want to say, Shane Lowry's fucking caddy for a day. Bunker raker. Waste of space that Saturday at Augusta. I'm like, Tommy's going to make a move today. Win this fucking thing. Avenge it. Avenge it. Would that have been 18 holes the next day, Brooks, Tommy?
Yes, they didn't change
still
until recently.
We didn't get either of them. Both my putts. Oh my God.
Remind me with this place. I mean, obviously at a par 70, but is it the par threes that make it seem longer than it is?
It's just a lot of long par fours.
Tommy's good at those.
How gettable are the five?
I think that they are gettable on the right day, but a lot of the routing, the Flynn design initially was that they put the holes in a certain sequencing that you would get different wind on the different holes because it's on Long Island, but there's water to the north and water to the south.
Right.
That the winds can shift on you at any time. So sometimes it's going to be okay. Other times, not so much.
Okay.
Not so much a time. So depending on the day, you could
fair
be
enough.
okay.
That's fair enough.
But most U.S. Open par fives aren't like super gettable to begin with.
No, some of them are not even reachable because of the physical shape of the hole into.
My pool Rory was in it, but it's probably not going to get up that high on the board. So I'll say Xander and Bryson, Henley, Hatton. I mean, besides Fitz and Gotterup, who I've already bet. Rose, Cantlay, Reed. That was kind of where I'm.
We a lot of the same.
No Jackson?
Am I going to bet Jackson Koiven to win the U.S. Open?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Not this time. Like Kitayama from down the list does have my attention as well. Plays well in these windy conditions. And if you take putting out of it, where good putter, bad putter really makes no difference, that you could just have one of those weeks on these types of greens, that I think he has the right kind of game. Whether he does it or not, who knows? But he's played really well at hard courses. Cam Smith was another one I was looking at.
He did play good at Aronimink. He showed some life.
And he played well last time out on Live. He's changed coaches. He's driving the ball not out of bounds every single time. And if you take that element out, if he can just simply hit fairways,
He could be in it.
if this plays more like an Open Championship, all of a sudden he's going to need to chip and putt in order to be there. But if you had to bet on 3 guys to be able to overcome those circumstances, he would be one of them still.
So you said this year in Oakmont, or relative comparisons to the way the course are going to play, you have no faith in Spawn then?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Not at his,
feel
not,
like
not
they're-
at 55 to 1. Make him 150 again, then sure, I'd be in.
Okay.
I feel like once I like remove my like bias, stable boys and like Tommy and Lud, we sort of came away with the same little group of players there, Pat.
2 guys that popped up when I was doing my research that I was not prepared for, Billy Horschel and Chris Kirk were 2 guys that just, and Alex Noren last week turned out very, very bad.
Chris
but
Kirk
he
does seem like a U.S. Open
doesn't
champion.
he?
Totally.
Yeah.
He even had a great week in Canada, but couldn't chip or putt, so he missed the cut. But the driving and irons were awesome.
Okay.
So like we're going that deep then.
No, but I was just telling you my pool of guys here. The other one would be, I do not trust his short game enough to make this happen, but Straka at 140 seems like a really big number.
So again, that's the name I was about to say. I gave my list of guys. Kitayama also on, like, if we're going to a different level of like long shots, which I really don't bet in majors, but I have stars beside Kitayama and Straka, who I'm only seeing a 105 on, but even that I thought was is that cool bet with the 140?
Yeah, it's a 365 with the 140.
Is that places?
Nope. That's enhanced win.
Okay, yeah, I guess I don't know if what I'm looking at shows in enhanced, but yeah, I mean, if you think it's going to turn into maybe Open Championship style iron play, which most US Opens, I'm just like betting bombers, but in my how I'm thinking about this thing, Sepp Straka, I think, could be a very popular long shot this week.
I'll probably end up getting to Henley because I think if Harris English was in better form, he would be kind of a perfect fit for this place. And he's another guy who's played really well at U.S. Opens in the past, that all different types of U.S. Opens. I'm also not just going to give up on Alex Fitzpatrick, who continues to strike the shit out of the ball.
I'd love to see them play them
What does
together
that mean?
this week.
Like, you just, tee to green, he's been awesome. It's just dude can't putt.
I knew what you meant by striking the shit out of the ball. Like, which ways are you like thinking you're investing in Alex Fitzpatrick this week? I'm not doubting there's money to be made on Alex Fitzpatrick, but you're not talking about the win.
Why not? It's the U.S. Open. We just had random people win the U.S. Open.
Okay.
You would have said the same thing about Aaron Rye at the PGA. We're not going to
I would bet. I mean, I'll give you. Well, I don't know if he's random. He's kind of playing decent. So does that mean like Ryan Gerard's in play?
He dominated on the greens at Memorial, so it's possible him stringing together 2 really awesome weeks putting. It'd be like if Corey Connors gained 10 strokes putting one week, and you'd be like, man, this guy can putt. And then you watch him putt, it's like, oh dear Lord, what is happening? And he also can't chip, which is a problem.
I just saw Jackson Koiven jump up to 155 to 1. I guess there's like a site or two who will maybe want to entice people.
Yeah, well, he was 66 all last week. He dropped to 120 this morning.
Wow.
Well, yeah, like that's like 66 is more like the crack cocaine. Like if you're that much of a fiend and you like need to make a bet 5 days before we readjust US Open lines because this guy just went into the field, like you really need that hit. That's the only person who was betting Koiven a week ago. Tim, you really like
That analogy is very funny. I can't help it.
I have a name for you. Guy who's played well at U.S. Opens past and having a pretty good year. It's kind of went off the rails a little bit, but when you're that level of player now, that the peaks are still there, but you're going to have these valleys as well. You just don't have that consistency. Ricky's 200 to 1.
I mumbled Ricky.
Ricky.
Ricky's having a good year.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
I had him at the PGA Championship at like 150 to 1 future or something. So
He's got like 4th place written all over him.
That maybe.
Standing on the tee box, arms akimbo, down 2 strokes after hitting it into the brush.
But you know what? If you can give me a guy, listen, I had Jackson Super this week at super long odds. You give me a chance with a guy at triple digits to win a tournament, and he's going to the back 9 with a lead or tied for the lead. It's all I can really ask for.
And the last few majors is either stars or scrubs. Either Rory or Scheffler has won it, or someone who's got like triple digit odds. So
I can ask you about a guy who I'm not betting. I'm not. But if a lot of things that could be required around here, and if the ball's in the fairway, hasn't Spieth been doing like a lot of things right?
Let's see. Well, let's check in on old Spieth. Spieth feels like he suffers from ultra Sam Burns syndrome.
Yes.
Where he will put together
He's not
half a round in a round where it's like, oh my God. Then it's like, oh no.
Spieth's not even to the cusp of being at the cusp yet. He's still got work to do.
And don't get me wrong, people know how I bet majors, just how there's people who are like against, which I agree, like trillionaires probably shouldn't exist. They shouldn't exist.
That's not what I read on the internet from you, Geoff.
Not what I read on the internet a few days ago. You started changing your tune now.
No. Hold on. Do I think like a trillionaire should exist? No. But if one is going to exist, I think that guy is probably a solid, like for what he's done. If
what has he done?
Be the first trillionaire.
He made wise investments after his dad owned a diamond mine. It was real deserved.
Yeah, man. He's just gotten real lucky. It's
he has gotten pretty lucky, honestly.
There was luck involved in Brady too. I don't cheer.
There's luck involved when you start off with like $500 million.
You think other people who have that kind of wealth are doing things for
Jeff's not creating these things. Jeff's not creating these things, so like
he just wants to kick back. But this is the same thing. Be like, man, Tom Cruise, what a scientist. Feels like that.
I don't know. No, what is that? Come on. Listen. The Elon is just like
I'm not here to talk about this shit. I don't care.
Just as weird as like the people who ultra glaze him.
That's you. You're on the internet doing that.
All I said, Pat, was if someone is going to be a trillionaire, I think he's the right person.
Trillionaire.
I do not.
If I was a trillionaire, I would make all my things that I want to happen come true.
You could.
I'd build that indoor underground golf course.
You could do it.
I would build that golf ball that has the camera that constantly oscillates inside for POV, review.
Let's find it. Let's like exactly quote it so we can just like.
I don't care enough about this.
I care because you like spin it. My point being,
well, this is getting cut off anyway.
I don't think. History's first trillionaire is a guy who catches rockets out of the sky with chopsticks and beams internet to every dead zone on the planet. Sounds well deserved. Do I think the world needs trillionaires? No. I also don't think the world needs quarterbacks who won 5 Super Bowls.
He won 7.
I'm saying I think at some point I want other people to have. Say, like, I don't need a Bet Spieth. I don't need guys winning more majors. He got a cupboard full.
I've got my gold house and my rocket car. I'm not greedy.
Shine your shoes.
Get some liver and onions.
Get him on the way back.
Do you think Jared knows who did that voice?
Of Chester J. Lampwick?
Yeah. Do you think he knows that actor?
No. I mean, he might know the name, but no, I don't think he could.
Do you know who Kirk Douglas is? Oh, come on. He was in one of the most famous movies ever.
When was the
Spartacus
movie released?
Yeah, he was in the 1960 classic Spartacus.
Sure. Was it actually 1960?
Yep.
He's Michael Douglas's father, if that helps.
Oh, well, of course. Michael Douglas is dad.
You don't know who Michael Douglas is?
Fucking hell.
How old is Michael Douglas?
He's got to be like 70.
He's got to be like 80. Michael Douglas.
He's married to
Michael
Catherine
Douglas is
Zeta.
81 years
He was
old.
married to Catherine Zeta-Jones. All right.
This is like when you were going on about Jack Lester or the fuck that guy's name was.
Jack Benny. Jeff knows who Jack Benny is.
Yeah. What's
course.
your point?
They were like telling me on
why
Saturday.
does Jared need to know Jack Benny?
I didn't know who he was.
which is
And then
shocking.
like Tim was in disgust. And then it turned out he died in the early 70s.
It's fine. He had a long life.
Not long enough for me to know who the fuck he was.
Oh God.
You're surprised he doesn't know who Kirk Douglas is. When did Kirk Douglas die? Like 20 years ago?
No, not that long ago, actually. He looked to be like
Nah, he
101.
got-
Did
thing
he
about
get
Kirk
to 100?
Douglas is he got dragged onto the stage for a long time.
He most certainly did. He died like 5 years ago.
He died in 2020.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
lived a
yeah.
long life.
103 years old.
Yeah.
No offense, it's like respectful, like that's awesome for your family. You get to hang around, but like for the rest of us, that was a tough watch.
It is my aunt's 100th birthday this weekend.
Oh, that's marvelous.
No, it isn't. Well, it isn't. It isn't. She decided to have her fucking birthday in the middle of the final round of the U.S. Open, so I'm not going. See if she can last another fucking 100 years. That'll go.
She won't remember who's there.
No, she's actually quite like she's. If you live to that age, unless like they're really holding you on, you tend to be like kind of with it.
You know what? You're absolutely right about that. Because you're right. Unless they're like keeping you holding on, you actually are pretty.
With it.
Yeah, you didn't get to 100 by
Being on an
never
iron
leaving
lung.
your room and
by
not
you
knowing
being
what's
so-
going
by
on.
drinking big gulps all day and staying home.
Yeah, no, she's like, you know, she finally moved to her
good
retirement
for
home
her.
last year.
Congratulations.
She lived by herself until last year.
Wow. What a life.
That's amazing. That's honestly muzzle tov. Congrats. Like that's awesome. Good for her.
Real-
That's beautiful.
She's like you, real thin skin. these
What
days.
happens? Some people have tissue paper skin.
Well, it usually happens when you're a fucking 100 years old, not 39.
Whatever.
Hey Pat,
Yeah.
what do you make of I was sort of out of touch with the tournament last week. Morikawa like loitered for not playing for a while. Did he like talk about his back at all or anything?
No, I didn't hear anything about it. No.
It does seem like a guy for like the certain lane that, you know, some are picking might feel like a lovely fit.
I would tend to agree. It's hard to know where he's at, and it doesn't. You are getting a break on what his odds normally would be because he is down to 45-1, but that also seems fair for where he's at right now, and we don't know where he's at right now. I guess becomes the problem.
100%. And it's silly to say, but half the game that we play in trying to like end up on only having 4, 5, 6, 7 guys is like the key to the game is like finding reasons not to bet people.
What does Cam's board look like at a U.S. Open or a
You will find out on Wednesday night when he joins me live at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Mayo
Can you
Media
ask
Network.
him how many stars he's got set up on the
I te-
leaderboard?
Tim, there was a time I work with Cam and I've got a guy who's in like second place and I'm like running through the halls, whatever, probably, you know, doing something for Morency or just whatever. And I see a screen open. I need an updated leaderboard. I think my guy's like not in the tournament anymore. Cam's got so many guys starred. You just mentally default that you're looking at the actual leaderboard.
That's amazing.
It's just his favorites.
Amazing.
And very rarely has the guy winning.
That's
So you got to really search for who's winning the tournament.
you
in
could
that
have had Jeff's
circumstance.
guy in second.
When we return, we got a case for Judge Cust. Cust Corner. Jeff's review of taking public transit. Oh, the horror. Plus the one and done picks, final bets, everything still to come on the Pat Mayo Experience. Stay tuned. The weather here, it's great. And we've been actually spending time outdoors again. Before, the backyard, basically a patch of grass, maybe some mud, and a place that the kids just run through. Now it's somewhere we actually hang out. We grabbed a few outdoor pieces from Wayfair, completely changed the space. The best purchase? Easily the patio seating set. It's one of those things that you don't realize you're missing until you got it. Now we're eating outside, having coffee for breakfast outside, and actually using the backyard every single day. And if you've never shopped with Wayfair before, I'd tell you it's the easiest place to start because that'd be true. Whether you're looking for outdoor seating, grills, patio decor, lighting, storage, it's basically a one-stop shop for getting your outdoor space ready for summer. Plus, with over 20 million 5-star reviews, you can see what real customers think before you buy. Patio season is here, and these deals won't last long. Head to wayfair.com/m/outdoor right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com. You know what's annoying? Thinking you got your finances lined up, then some random thing pops up and throws everything off. That's why I've been checking out Cash App. It's not just for sending money anymore. Cash App does more than you think when it comes to having your back and making sure your money stays your money. Cash App just released a new status program for the way people actually spend called Cash App Green. Now, when you spend at least $500 a month with a Cash App card, you earn green status, which unlocks benefits like up to $200 of free overdraft coverage. If you overdraft unexpectedly, there are no hidden fees. You also unlock higher borrowing limits and custom personalized cashback offers every Friday at places you love to shop. Turn everyday spending into status with Cash App Green. Download Cash App today or visit cash.app to learn more about this and other financial benefits. New Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code CASHAPP10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC. Cash App Visa debit flex cards issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC and the Bancorp Bank NA. Pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. See terms and conditions for the Sutton prepaid card, Sutton debit flex card, and Bancorp debit flex card. Cash App Green features savings, direct deposit, roundups, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Let's talk about something no one in endurance sports likes to admit. You can be training your ass off, cardio, stress, not recovering properly, and yeah, it can mess with your performance everywhere, because it all comes back to blood flow. Most guys jump straight to pills. That's just treating the symptom. The real key is nitric oxide. That's what controls circulation, endurance, and yeah, performance. That's why Joy Mode actually makes sense. It's a natural booster that supports nitric oxide production, not the fake pixie dust stuff. Just tear open a packet, mix it like an electrolyte drink, and you are good to go. Use it when you need it, or use it daily to raise your baseline. Think of it like training. One dose helps, consistency changes everything. If you want to support sexual performance the same way you support training and recovery, naturally and intelligently, Joy Mode has a deal for my listeners. Go to tryjoymode.com/Mayo or enter Mayo at checkout for 20% off. Joy Mode, the electrolyte packet for your dick. Well, it may not be the midpoint of the show. It is time for a mini version of Cust Corner.
He's the most insane Tim too rich, coke fanboy impressionist, a murderer, a fast food lover, a nuts man who'll curse your mother, self-proclaimed man of the most. He wants his credit, he needs to boast. Doctor, Top Gun, hipster too, whatever you call him, that's up to you. He's got a corner and it's Cust. Let's hear the hot takes and discuss.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, I have one small thing, and then I wanted to go through Geoff's experiences.
All right.
My small thing is, people are obsessed right now with these things called porch geese. And I don't understand why everyone is obsessed with
Portuguese
buying these
people?
things called like a porch goose. They're like these wooden geese that like people dress up in funny costumes and put on their decks.
Never heard of it.
They are out of stock everywhere. People are obsessed with them. And I don't get the fascination at all with these things.
Is this something
Where did you hear about it?
TikTok.
Or see it?
This came across your TikTok algorithm, didn't it?
I've been seeing it a lot recently. People are
Where?
obsessed.
In real life? Like where?
On the
I
algo.
perpetually, you're talking to someone perpetually online. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's in the algo. People are obsessed with porch geese.
Porch geese.
Like a porch goose. It's like a wooden goose that people like dress up in funny costumes.
So it's like a new gnome?
No, it's like a throwback. Apparently these things like used to exist back in the day. And now they've become like the hottest commodity.
This does seem like something that would show up in your algorithm.
It does.
Very hipster millennial of you.
I don't.
Dude,
I don't.
are you kidding me?
They're like people.
So
They
it's
can't
just you
keep.
put a little cowboy hat and like a handkerchief, like
You can't find them anywhere. And I've looked.
Well, I just Googled it, and the first
bro.
The first thing that
Canadian
came up.
Tire, 12 minutes from my house. I walk in and get one.
I bet you they're sold out.
Has anyone
would
else
say
heard of
sold out.
decorative goose that you put on your porch and dress up for each holiday? Apparently, this is a thing. I've never heard of it. This is the first search on Google.
Yeah, the people are obsessed with them.
Well, it sounds like there's a certain segment of people. A lot of people's moms seem to be into this, and you.
I'm not even saying I
So
want
I
one.
can get one right now. What do you mean you can't get them?
I've looked and like they're sold out everywhere.
So you want one?
Pickup available. Same day delivery available. Ship to home available.
At Canadian Tire.
Canadian Tire, 2.7 kilometers from this office, in stock nearby.
I may have to do a little road trip to the Canadian Tire when we're done. See if I can get me a porch goose.
How about the actual topic at hand here, Geoff?
Okay. Jeff rides the bus. Jeff.
No. What we were arguing about this weekend.
Oh.
Fast food lines.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Patrick is of the opinion. Okay. Let's back it up. Beep, beep, beep. What do you think, Jeff, is a reasonable amount of time that you, once you get to the box, have to make your order? You're not 100% sure maybe what you want. What's in a reasonable time before a psycho behind you starts laying on the horn?
I don't know. Like I have no. It shouldn't take that long. I'm usually ready, so I don't.
You
know.
should be ready. You're in a fucking fast food line.
I'm trying to think. You're asking me like how long before I'd get fucking pissed that something's
Yes.
going on in front of me.
Yes.
It would probably take like a couple minutes.
Okay.
before I
So,
would
two,
notice.
so a couple minutes, 2 minutes?
I
So
feel like
sorry,
you should
it
get at
takes
least a
two-
minute.
Hold on. It
Yo,
would take 2 minutes.
hold the phone right now.
What? You
No,
should
let
get
me
at least a
finish.
minute.
It would take 2 minutes before I would even like now want them on the clock. Like
Okay. That's
I wouldn't
reasonable.
even notice until 2 minutes maybe, and then I'd be like, now it's like
Okay.
by the time we're at 3.5 minutes, I'd probably be like, what on earth
That's,
is going
you know
on?
what? That's fair.
You said 5 minutes.
No.
So now what you said isn't actually what
I
you
thought
said.
what I said was you should have a minimum of a minute to make your pick.
Which I said. I
No,
said that
you
I would. I said I would. You should take 30 seconds. You have up to a minute. If you're over 2 minutes, I'm honking. You said people should have 5 minutes at the fucking box.
5 minutes is long, but I mean,
That's what you said.
2 minutes, like
5
Jeff's
minutes
timeline is
absurd.
fair.
Even 3.5 is long, and 3.5, like you better have a van full of fucking people.
Well,
or
like,
ordering
but what
for a
if
lot
I'm
of people.
going to a place I don't usually go? And I don't know for sure. Like, I'm in a
Then
Wendy's
go
mood.
inside.
No, I'm not going to do that. If I'm in a Wendy's mood or a Harvey's mood, but I don't go there very often. And here's the real problem is that these new digital boards rotate through too often. You know, back when we were younger, it was all just one board. It was up there. It didn't shift. And you could look at the board. What if I'm waiting for the value menu to roll through and I don't know what's on it because
Did
I don't
Pat
go
lay
there?
on the horn, or did
Pat
you
thinks
get your
it's
horn?
perfectly acceptable to lay on the horn at somebody after like a minute
That is not what I said. I said you have 30 seconds. You get your minute. After 2 minutes, you're getting the horn. Unless I see you, if you have a van full of kids, that's
I
different.
think that's
if it's
unreasonable.
you sitting there in your Camry, just chilling out with your dead man's hats,
You're
in
laying the
back,
horn on
and you're
me.
just looking like this.
You lay the horn on me, I might put that car in park. and
You
turn the
don't.
engine-
like
You do
that.
not.
I might
hold
turn the
on,
engine
no,
off.
Cust has said this, that if someone did that to him, he would put it in park and just sit there. No fucking chance that happens.
I might turn the engine off.
If you are the type of person that would take 5 fucking minutes at a fast food drive-through, you are such a fucking coward who can't make a decision. You would be out of there you might not even make your order anymore. You might bolt out of the line.
America's pretty professional at it. I mean, you see a Chick-fil-A or an In-N-Out drive-through, you think you're going to be in this thing for a half hour, and you're at the window in like 5 minutes.
Don't rush me, is my point.
But
Don't rush me.
no. If you are in the drive-through and there's anyone behind you, you just make your fucking decision. You are not like asking for specials. This is unacceptable behavior. And any employee worth their fucking salt would be like, get you got to move
And
ahead,
they're
sir, or
all
come
time.
inside.
You're fucking over the people that work there.
I'm just waiting for the board
You're
to
not.
cycle through.
It's a fucking fast food restaurant. You know what you're gonna fucking get.
If I knew what I would like,
Then
look,
you know what? Pull over, figure it out, then go into the drive-through.
like at McDonald's, this is not happening because I know probably better than the people working the box what's on and what they've got.
Oh my
In
God.
fact, I had this exact situation
If
yesterday.
Tim was traveling through America for the World Cup, he would be the worst person going into these new, Sonic or
I had to correct
Culver's
somebody at the
drive-thru.
box yesterday
oh, what happened?
because I wanted a FIFA meal, but you can get it with the discount combos, like the junior chicken small meal. You can get the FIFA meal, and I had a whole discussion as to whether yes I could actually get this as a FIFA meal or not. And of course, I was right.
Imagine sitting there haggling over
Hold on,
30
could
cents.
you or
at it.
couldn't you?
Well, just they quoted me the price, and I was like, that's actually too low. I ordered the FIFA meal, and I was like, the FIFA meal. And I was like, yeah, you can get it on the discount meals right now because I know that you can. And in fact, I was
Why
right.
don't you just use the app and you do it yourself?
This is exactly
Instead of
what I
telling a
said.
20-year-old they're wrong.
But I was right, and in the end, I was
You
right.
can order from, so when I show up, like I got my kids in the back, I just order on the app and then they say, hey, what would you like? Oh, code 1659. And then it's just, then
Exactly.
they're making it.
And Pat only eats McDonald's for his kids, so he could just hit reorder on that exact same goddamn order. He doesn't even have to bug anyone.
But there are places you might go where it's really infrequent. Like if I went to A&W, right? I don't go there very often.
You're getting a burger.
I don't know what
You're
I'm
getting
getting.
a burger and fries.
I don't
is
know
what you're
what's
getting.
available. I want to
now
see
they have
things
smash
cycle.
burgers.
I saw that.
But he's not getting that.
Good.
I want to see it rotate through the cycle so I know all my options because I don't go there enough. I don't know the menu inside and out. And I have a right as a customer who's spending his money to actually get a good look
But
at the
you
board.
wait.
You get
wait,
your
you
30
wait.
seconds.
You don't go in the car. You stand there. Like if you were inside and the boards were rotating, you wouldn't go up to the cashier. You'd stand off to the side, watch your rotation. You'd probably want to watch the rotation again to make sure you didn't miss anything. I know you. And then you'd go to the cashier. That you can't. You are taking advantage of the concept of the drive-through by needing this.
I didn't want to get out of the
full
car.
service experience. You want full service. Get your ass inside. Fuck off.
Sounds like Jeff's on my side.
No, I don't like this. Like if you know what?
How
Don't-
about you, Jared? What side are you on?
Don't rush me.
I had a couple of questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this because I have incredible amounts of anxiety when I'm ready to order and Heather is in the passenger seat and she's like, and she's him and Han. I fucking hate it. Just let me know what you want. It's like one of three things. Just pick one. So does the timer start when you roll the window down?
Yes.
No, it starts when she says hi to you because
Yeah,
sometimes she's not ready for you.
You can say, give me a second. And if that second is more than 20, I'm like, what are we doing?
Sometimes I'm actually hoping they don't say hi to me right away, so I have extra
Sure.
time.
Sure.
And Jared, when I get anxiety, it's when there's a line and the lady on the mic asks me for a moment. So then in my head, I'm like, all these people behind me are thinking, I don't know how to order. I'm taking too long, but it's really her who says she needs a minute.
It's not good.
And the number one move that you can do, because McDonald's in a lot of places now have the double drive-thrus.
Yes, they do.
That when you're team app and you just give the code, it's like, see you later, 8 cars that I just passed. Suckers.
Well, again, McDonald's is never a problem here. We're talking about the places where if I'm going and I don't go very often and I need time to scour the board, I believe I have a right to some time.
Why don't
to
you do
look at
that
board.
before you go? So you're
Because I may have
holding
made
people
that
up.
decision at spur of the moment. That happens sometimes. You're driving by and go, I haven't been there in a while.
What do you
Let's
do? You
that.
put a quick signal on and zoop over across 2
I've
lanes?
done
Oh
that.
my God, Burger King. Need that in my life right now.
I've done that before. It's like it's lunchtime, but I don't know what I'm going to have for lunch. And I'm driving by and go, oh, that place. I haven't been there in a while. Okay. And I just get in the lineup and then I'm looking at the board and go, gee, I don't know.
So you're,
my
so you're sitting there in the line, and a lot of places have, even if it is the digital boards, they have the boards before the actual drive.
Not everywhere does.
Not everywhere
Not
does,
everywhere does.
granted, but a lot of places do.
Well, obviously if they have the full board while I'm waiting, this won't be an issue because then I will have had enough time to process.
but you know what you want.
No, I don't know what I don't
How
know.
do you not know what
98%.
you want?
Okay. What percent of the time do you order what you originally thought you would have were going to order before you went through all the schmooze with the
Decent amount of the time.
Like, give us a percentage.
65% of the time.
more?
It's definitely higher.
Because I might have a conception of what I might like.
Are you a game time decision like orderer?
I can be
I see
influenced
you
by
as a
what's on
guy
the
who
board.
most of the time knows exactly
Well,
what
it
he's
depends
ordering.
where I'm going. It depends where I'm going. If I'm going to McDonald's, I know what I'm getting.
But if let's say we're in Ohio or something, Illinois, and we're going to Culver's, and you're like, I'm like, Tim, we're going to Culver's. You're like, what's Culver's? I'm like, I don't know. It's just normal fast food. They're known for their hamburgers. You're gonna get the hamburger.
Probably, but I'd like to see what types of burgers they've got.
I mean, you can just look this up on your phone too.
I'm driving.
You can stop.
Look,
You pull into the place. You can just pull into a spot for a
the
second.
egregious offense is laying on the horn because you are bringing into bear things.
I've
Like I said,
I've really never seen that.
if you lay on the horn, what happens if that person opens the door after you lay the
encourage
horn?
it. I'm not in America. I'm not
There's
at
a
risk of being
policeman-
shot here, Tim.
There's a moderator here. No, I've never been in a drive-through where someone is laying on the horn unless it is like someone's not moving up in the line or something. Maybe that. Everything from that point on is policed by the lady. If someone's laying on the horn, that lovely lady inside or gentleman is going to poke his head out, look at you, be like, what the hell, man? Like maybe we're having an issue with our machine.
You can tell that though. You can tell when someone is speaking to the box and when they are not. Like that's not hard to figure out.
You can
But it's
usually
not
figure
just
that
the
out.
I guess.
You can see the driver.
I'm just saying,
Are there-
cut people some
And
slack.
additionally, the type of people that would get out of the car to confront you if you had honked at them are not the type of people taking 5 fucking minutes at a drive-through window.
Probably not the same people.
So this obviously
Good
happened
point, Pat.
in real
Good
life,
point.
right?
I don't even remember where this conversation originated.
Just you taking forever at the fucking drive-through.
Well, just give me some time. Don't
You
rush
don't need
me.
it. That's the whole point. It's fast food. Don't take your time. Have it ready to go. You know what you're getting.
I don't always
You do
know.
what you're getting.
I don't, though.
Then you need to stop and fucking figure it out before you get in that line.
I have a right to be in that line and just look at the board and make my decision. I'm not going to be
Just holding
bullied.
up everyone's day.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure those 30 seconds, you'll never get those back.
Well, it's not the 30. That's the whole thing. It's not 30 seconds. With you, it's 5 fucking minutes.
I'm just not going to rush, is my point. Don't rush me. 5 minutes is too long, granted. But a couple-
That's what you
But I
told
have
me.
a
You
right
said
to-
you have 5 minutes to
I
make
have
your
a-
order.
a right-
breaking. You have to understand something, Tim. There's a social contract when you go in the drive-through that other people could be in a rush. That's the purpose of the drive-through almost, for people on the rush, for people who don't want to get out of the car, but it's mainly to conserve a couple minutes. That's it. So there's a social contract there that exists.
Hence why Subway drive-thrus rarely work.
Speaking of this, so there's a Subway drive-through not far from me, and I decided to go through it. There's no box to order. There's a touch screen that
That's
you
actually
have to
probably
lean
easier.
out of your car. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. There is a help
Alligator
button.
arms
I
with a hard
pushed the
time,
help
eh?
button and said, "This is not working for me. I don't
Did
understand."
they say come inside?
They just said pull up to the window. So I did, and I just gave them my order verbally through the window.
What did you want to know about Jeff's bus ride?
I want to know everything about this day at the World Cup. I want to know about the transit there. I want to know about the fan experience. I want to know about the concessions. I want to know about the collectibles. I want to know about what was it like to watch the game? How did you enjoy it compared to how Huss enjoyed it? What was it like getting out of there? I've never been to the World Cup. I'm almost certainly never going to be. I want to know all about your day. I am fascinated.
Okay, that's a loaded question. And it's true. I took the bus. I don't normally take the bus, but I had an amazing bus ride.
And what made it amazing?
Well, as you see, I've got to go to Liberty Village later today and sometimes down there later this week. There's the war on the car. There's a war on the automobile, especially in this city.
Especially in a city that provides pretty good transit to get to places where you need to go.
Yes, but there's a war on the car because you have a 4-lane road, normal road, Dufferin Street, and 2 of these lanes now are bus only lanes to the extent they've painted them red.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Red, bus only. So I got to go to the soccer game on Friday. I actually have a doctor's appointment up on Dufferin before. And I'm like, how am I getting the soccer game? I want to drink a lot at the soccer game. What am I going to do? And then boom, it hits me. I'll take the bus. I got on the 929 Dufferin Express. I still think my credit card might reach out to me and tell me, ask me if it's a fraud. Okay? Be like, oh, our algo says this isn't, your credit card was stolen. It was a magical bus ride. It flew.
Like the magic school
This
bus?
priority lane as I sit in my fucking car every day, and we'll do again. And this city is like locked down for this tournament. I couldn't have driven down there faster at midnight.
Wow.
The night I went, so I get off this bus. I'm not, I spend like the first 5 minutes with Huss because I meet him downtown. He's staying downtown. I'm telling him about my bus ride. That's it. My friends are howling. I guess I'm Olivia Chow guy now. It was a great bus ride. And getting home, amazing. Maybe I'll take this bus to get down to Liberty today. Although it's not a game day, so it actually looks like it's normal. But everything was locked down. But yeah, no. That's a nice service that the people of Toronto shared with me. The bus.
Tell me about the game. Tell me about the stuff that you ate. Tell me about what
I don't
you
know.
did.
I'm not like I drank.
You got a collector's cup. I saw that.
I drank a ton. Yeah, I showed you pictures of all the collector's cup. I met Huss down there at like 11. The game's at 3. We just drank. We just drank a lot of alcohol for a few hours and then walked into the stadium. It felt like it's all very shocking, like going to a World Cup game. I never thought I'd go to one, let alone one like 20 minutes from my house. And I'll say I wore a like a 2006 World Baseball Classic jersey. And I was like, is this like bait? Like, is this like, should I be? I don't have any Soccer Canada gear. I don't. And I thought, no, this is normal. It's got like a Canada flag. I saw one hockey jersey in that place the whole time. I thought I would see lots. So maybe I was like wrong on my wardrobe choice. Tim's literally asking for everything. So
What did you
there's
get at the
that, but
concessions?
I don't the consent like what I could send you. What do you want to know?
Like, what were the prices? What were they making available? Was it
I
different
could send you a tweet of a guy who like tweeted the concessions. The stuff was expensive. Like walking into the stadium, it was like easy. It's Pat's seen this 100 times, other than it was more people because it's right in Liberty Village. Like a lot of people go to the TFC games, they walk through there, they go to the stadium. It's like an 8-minute walk. The stadium, despite like the renovation, it still felt like way like small for like the World Cup.
And how was it being around what looked like nothing but Bosnian fans?
There were more Bosnian fans there than I expected to see.
Do they carve out, almost like the NCAA
Yes.
tournament, they carve out sections for fans of that
Well,
country?
they
right?
have, yes, there is like a dedicated fan section, and that was huge and bouncing and looked like they're having fun there. But still, if like you want to sit in better seats or that sold out, like there's still fans can still sit anywhere. And it's not like if you're a Bosnia fan, you're worried about like a hostile environment where like you'd be worried being amongst the crowd. But we all got along. Like everyone was very nice. After the game, we exchanged good games. Like it was all very cordial with the people around us.
Did they
who
score on
were-
your end?
They didn't score in my end. They had like 9 corners in the first half.
They
of
had
my end,
so many corners in the first half.
which like all right in front of me. I wish they could have buried something. Yes, I wish I had like some awesome story for you. I did a lap around it, like the stadium at some point. The merch was fine. I didn't get anything like fancy to eat. I just, drank, and then I got a little popcorn. Hessler got a hot dog a few minutes before he scored, and he said he's going to get a rally dog, and he got a dog, and they scored.
I
So,
love that. I assume with all the
Shout
beer you
out
drank,
to
you had to go to the
Hustler.
washroom a couple of times in that facility.
You want to know about the bathrooms at
I
BMO?
assume that they would be like, you wouldn't want, like, Geoff Jeff and I made fun of the Gen Pop bathrooms when we were at Royal
So
Montreal.
they had a lot of bathrooms open. I even think they had like a pathway to take you into like the food building to use the washrooms. And I guess food building is very localized, as is the 929 Dufferin bus. But the grounds for which this happened is like where I guess we would have like Canada's big state fair. Like that's where the soccer stadium is. And the food building is just like an indoor facility, whatever.
So you could
Makes it
leave
up.
the
There's a lot
stadium
of
and
food
come
at the
back?
state fair.
You were allowed to
What?
leave and come back?
No, but it was all like blocked off, like further out.
Okay.
There's a part
Right?
of the stadium.
Gotcha.
basically.
Now,
They all made it more, and there's like a whole like temporary bleachers part. So the bathroom, it felt like to some bathrooms you were being like wound into like a different area, I guess, to meet the capacity of bathroom needs. A lot of fans, Pat. I swear I saw maybe like more people with kind words about for me and the show, and especially in the washroom. I'm this like 10 minutes before kickoff. I'm like deep in it. We've been drinking early. Okay, it's a hot day. I thought I wanted to pace myself. I'm no longer pacing myself. So this is like that pregame piss that's got to leak or got to get out.
oh God.
As I guess done pissing, a guy like Huss was there. He was howling with LOLs. A guy like jumps up very passionately, wants to say hi, wants a pic.
Dick pic?
No, wants a pic. I'm like, we don't have to take a picture here. We could go to the concourse. And it must be really weird for other people who are like, who the fuck is this guy wanting a picture with that? Like, who the fuck is that
In the
guy?
bathroom.
Nobody. And then oh yeah, and then at the end, the guy goes, wants to shake my hand, and I go, wait, let me wash my hands first. And he goes, but you already gave me high five. That's on him though. I'm the one like exiting the urinal area.
Oh my
Something
goodness.
like that.
Are you
So,
going back? Are you going back to another game?
Maybe. You know what? I would like to. It was a lot of fun. It was actually a really great day. I hadn't said that in any of it. It was a wonderful time. It was super cool. Authentic footy experience, a 1-1 draw. I guess when you get the clutch equalizer, feels better. I have friends who like have like me never been to a soccer game. They weren't sitting with me, but they all like had a great time.
That's what I wonder, whether this World Cup will have that effect, at least in Toronto and Vancouver, of like really elevating soccer's prominence.
But those are the two cities where soccer is the most prominent.
Edmonton is pretty big. I think.
Yeah,
And Montreal's pretty big as
I
well.
just wondered to what degree like this will have a positive effect on Toronto FC and on the Whitecaps.
Well, the Whitecaps might not even exist next year.
Yeah, the Whitecaps might be moving.
So not that much.
Yeah, it's a real downturn.
They should
I
keep
think
the
it'll
grass
have
at
a good
BMO.
effect on like grassroots soccer, but like America, I think if you're good enough and you're that kind of athlete, you make a decision, and it seems like a lot of like more. You just want more of them to pick soccer.
Do you think they'll keep
I
the
guess.
temporary seats up? I had heard some talk about these look so nice and they're so well done. We should just keep them.
Is that what you've been hearing? I've heard it's the worst World
They're
Cup
pretty
stadium
ugly,
of all time.
and yeah, they're ugly, and like the one seating instruction I was told was like you don't want to be in them.
Okay.
So
That being said, like, what do you mean keep them up? Keep
Like,
them up?
ha-
They
keep
could
the-
be
yeah.
empty?
Keep the capacity so that the Argos can fill it up or whatever.
they don't need it.
Yeah, man.
The Argos don't need the extra seats. But when it comes to, especially between America and Canada, well, it might spur some more grassroots for soccer. But the biggest problem, the biggest challenge that soccer has in North America is that the premier league in the world isn't in North America. Hence, everyone picks football, baseball, basketball, hockey. If the MLS was the biggest soccer league in the world, these teams would be better and more people would play soccer. But they're not, and they're never
I
going to.
wonder if you could put a Premier League team in New York City.
So, are we going to put an NFL team in?
Well, that's what they want.
They want to, but have they done it?
No, but like,
Are they ever going to do
put
it?
a Premier League team in Toronto.
Why? Feel like that
Hear
would be
me
tough
out.
traveling, considering everyone's like, you can like walk to the stadiums in England.
My lived experience, even as a parent and seeing it now with other kids, and this is only like to me, like me and an extended social circle. Soccer here, speaking for myself, right? And I'm sure there's other people. I'm not going to lay Tim up here for a joke. Soccer here for me is still used as like the gateway sport.
Okay.
Like this is the sport your kids will play at like 2 and 3 as like the lead in to putting them on the ice,
Okay.
getting them into, the other sports. I don't know anyone that's like extended with soccer.
Okay.
Now you could like, maybe it's the part of town I live in, but I'm just, because it's not cheap to like put your kid into all that hockey equipment or what the freaking travel people I know involved in baseball now. Holy shit.
Yeah, I played golf with these two guys the other day. They told me they just got back from Vermont for a hockey tournament. Guess what age it was?
Oh goodness, probably like 6.
Under 7.
That's outrageous.
I was like, what are you guys doing?
Outrageous.
Like the kids can barely skate. I've got to go to Vermont.
Oh my goodness.
My buddy spends all this time is coaching like 7 and 8-year-old play baseball. You walk by these guys in the park, it's like just wild pitches and stealing. Like fuck. Like no offense, like I love let's just get before you're gonna like not come on our guys trip for it. At least like let's see some bat on balls.
Yeah, well, let's see some trophies here, pal. If you're gonna be doing this.
No, but it's just like I get it. Like why you're not coming on a guys trip because you got to take care of other people's kids. Like, I'm saying like
your friend actually sounds like a nice person, unlike the rest of us.
He's a wonderful person. That's why I make the delineation between like it's hey, on that note, this is our weekend, dads, where like we're allowed to be below average, maybe, or get away with it. Golf, you get to like not go to your aunt's 100th birthday because it's Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, it's also Sail GP weekend in Halifax.
It is Sail GP weekend here. It's going to be the bananas in the city.
I enjoyed it last time I went.
Oh, I think it's a great, like I've actually literally watched it on TV in the past. Like it is fun to watch. I don't know. Okay, no, never mind.
We'll save that for a different
feel
time.
like I could do it.
The World Cup, though, it looks
like
it
I
was
could do it.
amazing, and everyone was getting along and friendly.
Just running from one side of the boat to the other. I could do some of that stuff.
You are not.
Some of it.
It's not a race to the bottom of the ocean.
Hold on a second. You think you could participate on a sailing team?
I think so.
What would you do?
I don't know. The guys who like run from one side of the catamaran to the other.
You
to,
think
like,
that would be you?
hoist stuff up? Like I couldn't be the person
You
like
know
the
how-
rudder. I don't have a confidence in that. But I could do like the running back and forth and pulling up levers or whatever. That
That's
part
not
I think.
built for us, Tim. We're like, if we want to be sailors, we got to like be in a leisure position. We take up too much room to be required to like run around and get around the other people. It's like such an operation in those things. It's like, you ever seen like a fine dining kitchen? Like the confined space for which these people maneuver. It's very impressive.
I know port and starboard.
Great. Congratulations.
If you could be in a stationary spot and like yank a rope, maybe.
That's not what you get to do.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
But
your
like,
agility might
running
get the
from
best of
one
you.
end of the boat to the other, you will inevitably, with 6 turns, bail so hard on one of them.
Have you heard his claim that he can block Aaron Donald? Because Aaron Donald's washed up because he retired 2 years ago?
He's not what he was. I'm saying, as someone who also played tackle football, I could block him now for a few seconds.
You're rage baiting. I'm not even.
Now, not in his prime, but after 2 years of retirement,
No,
then I could probably hold him up for a few seconds.
You
he
could.
retired early. He's in. Like, I'm not taking this. I don't even. That's rage bait.
Then our friend sent Tim a video of Aaron Donald's workout warm-up from 2 weeks ago. It's just him casually bench pressing Tim's body weight.
Yeah, Aaron Donald's been posting his warm-ups, his workouts since he retired. It's insane what he still can do.
Whatever.
You don't act. Oh, no, I'm not.
Just for a couple of seconds. Yes.
It's like fast money. Pat.
If someone could block Aaron Donald for a couple of seconds, they would play in the fucking NFL, Tim.
When he was in his prime, not now.
He's about to be playing in the NFL again.
He's going to come up against some of those. He's going to take a run at Joe Alt, and Joe Alt is going to throw him like a rag doll.
Oh my God. Just stop. Don't involve me in your stuff.
Just saying.
Don't involve me in it.
Well, you're in. You're involved. What do you got there? Oh, what country is it? Is that England?
Yeah, she's coming home, babe. England can.
Okay, nice.
How's your collection coming?
I still haven't got Germany, Brazil, or Argentina.
Because he refuses to...
I was drinking in Argentina on the weekend from a chip truck. A chip truck out in Prince Edward County.
Oh, dang.
You want me to give you the address?
Yeah, I'll just make a quick jaunt down to Upper Canada to pick up some cans.
Well,
you have every can but 3?
Yes.
Well, there's only 8.
There's only 8 available. Curacao. There isn't enough demand for a Curacao can.
How many cases of pop are you sitting on right now?
Well, there's 2 cases next to him just off camera.
My problem is, and this is why they make fun of me, I refuse to perforate the handle in the cases at the store to look. Because I would not want someone to do that to my case, put their hands all over it and like roll the can around. So I refuse to do that at the store.
That is not why people are poking fun at you. Just to be clear. That's one of the reasons. Not the main reason.
I have too much respect for the customer who will pick that up to do that. Feel like if I perforate it, I've bought it.
But hold on a second. There's holes in the boxes.
No, there's not. You have to make them. There's no hole in that box, Jeff. That is completely opaque. The only hole is the handle, but you have to perforate the cardboard to grab the handle, and I'm not going to do that.
Honestly, there's somewhat. My dad would just be like, "Oh, that's nice." Like he would think that's one less thing he has to do. The handle's already perforated.
I would never ever buy a case.
Okay, that's I respect that too, but I don't think it is.
I want a fresh
case. The store isn't sending that back to headquarters.
No, but you know what?
It's just tampered.
It's a respect thing. I respect the customer who will buy the product.
You'll sit in a drive-through for 5 minutes and you're talking about respect.
Yes, I am. One has nothing to do with the other.
It really does, because you don't respect the time of anyone behind you in any of these circumstances.
I am the customer. I have a right to know what they've got before I make my order. Don't rush me. That's all I'm asking. Don't rush me.
Why don't you stop? It's like you're 3 years old.
And stop trying to intimidate me with the horn, or I'll just turn the engine off.
No, you won't. You're too big of a fucking coward. If you can't make up your mind between which fucking hamburger you want, you don't have the guts. You don't. You love confrontation, do you?
No.
You want to see me get out of my car when you turn your car off?
No,
and
I
me
don't.
come up to knock on the window?
No, I
you
don't.
fucking don't. I'll tell you that much.
No, I don't. I do not want that.
So what would you do? Would you put your car in park and turn the keys off?
I would just text you all and complain about it and tell you how I
you
wish
would.
I
How much? Oh, what I should have done was this. As you scurried off and didn't even get your fucking food.
That's
you fucking coward.
That's probably what I would do.
Yeah. We do have one case here. If you would like to send in your cases, mayomediainc@gmail.com for a very quick case for Judge Cust.
Now entering the courtroom of Judge Cust.
Verdict not based on law, evidence of common sense. Judge Cust. All rulings are final until he changes his mind in 5 minutes. He's got the power. Judge Cust. Case dismissed. Now get out of his sight. Judge Cust.
This is from Andrew in New Hampshire. I had a 4:40 tee time at my local crappy 9-hole golf course after work. I showed up at 4:30, went to go pay, but the door to the starter shack was locked with a sign that said, "Be right back." I was parked very close to the shack, so I went to my truck to take my clubs out, get ready for my round while keeping an eye to see if the guy came back. As I was waiting, I saw 3 other people go to the first tee around 4:38, the others in the 4:40 tee time, but no one came back to the shack, and I just decided to join the guys with the full intention of paying after the round.
Sure.
Once I finished around 6 p.m., the door was still locked, the lights were off, and the course was closed, and no one was going back there. Judge Cust, do I pay for 2 rounds next time I go back, or did I get away with one because the starter abandoned his post? Keep in mind, this place is a shithole, and he was probably at the bar next door. Appreciate the content, Andrew.
You have an obligation the next time you go to say, I was here on whatever day it was, 4:40. There was nobody in, and I wasn't able to pay for my 9 holes. If the person behind the desk says, well, then I need to charge you for that in this one, then that's perfectly fair. You pay it. They may very well say, don't worry about it. And then you're off the hook too. But I think ethically you have a responsibility to tell them that the last time I was here, the reason I played, there was nobody at the starter's hut. I checked twice, there was nobody there. So and to let them know that. And then you leave it to their discretion as to whether you ought to be charged for that 9 holes or you shouldn't. You went with the intention of paying. You sound like someone who wants to pay if he's supposed to. It's on you to mention it the next time you go there.
I don't think so. He tried to pay twice. They wouldn't take his money. Free round.
Jeff's looking at bets.
I'm listening. Hey, listen, things are moving. I listened to that whole thing. I thought the whole time I don't really think there's a wrong answer. If you like the place enough, you want to see it like go in business at places these dungy and small, like maybe you might even know the owner operator. Like it's really but to Pat's point, you made an effort. No one I think is going to hound you for it. I'm not even sure what you're saving, but it's choose your own adventure. I would have no issue anyway this broke.
I think the right thing to do is to be honest.
You tried to pay.
You did.
You tried to pay twice.
Which is why I think there's a strong chance.
That's their fault. They want to run a better business. Maybe they should run a better business.
I think there's a very strong chance they'll just say, don't worry about it. Thanks for saying something.
Yeah, but they've already said that by
Maybe
not
you'll
accepting
get
your money the
someone
first
in
2
trouble.
times.
Maybe that
You know
person
what?
should
Maybe
be in
you like
trouble. Maybe that person should be in trouble. It doesn't sound like he knows who the person was. Maybe that person should be in trouble by not being at their post when they're supposed to be there.
Ooh, Jackson.
No, I'm just pointing out that you might get someone in trouble if you if that's what you want to do.
True.
Also,
But you're not ethically responsible for that. You're
But
responsible
you're not
for
ethically
your
responsible
own
for
action.
paying after you tried to pay. You're not. You tried to pay twice.
It would be on my conscience until I was open with them. That's me. So you asked me my opinion, and that's what I would do.
Back to the U.S. Open board. Jackson Koiven down to 110 to 1.
There we go.
People heard. Now they're betting him.
Yeah.
Other movements over the past 2 hours, Jeff, from what I've seen. Ludwig has dropped to 25. Bryson's dropped to 30. Gotterup's gone from 55 to 50. Spawn's gone from 55 to 50. Justin Thomas has dropped. Cantlay has gone up. And Victor Hovland's making a move. He's up to 55 to 1 now, Jeff.
yeah, there were 80s left around yesterday as other shops moved. Ball striking impressive, Pat. I guess what would scare me is tell me otherwise. Is I feel like these are the sort of chips that Victor struggles with, right?
Well, it depends, because I think that you can play a lot of these short game shots different ways if you want to. And I think that's actually worse for Vic in a lot of ways. I think that he does his best work around the greens when it's US Open style, super thick rough that you kind of just have to hack it and roll it up.
Doesn't call for creativity.
Yeah, it just calls
Memorial,
for
something.
Memorial, Bay Hill, US Opens, like those types of courses. I mean, all places where Victor Hovland has played really well. I mean, where did he play well at an Open Championship? At a place where you could just like drive the greens.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't much to the. I mean, St. Andrews is a much different type of course than most in the Open Rota. And if you take a look at his Open Champ, maybe I'm wrong about this, but this is why you can use the rabbit hole, betsportsgolf.com, $1 this week with code US Open. Yeah. So if you go to Open Championship, outside of St. Andrews, he's just lost strokes around the green every year and substantial strokes around the green.
Yeah. Wouldn't even want him as low Norwegian.
You take
Wrighton.
KJJ.
Wrighton.
Well, tell me about the strengths of his game.
Only that I've seen Wrighton win an elevated event this season.
Okay.
That's enough.
That's enough for you?
He's obviously in better form. I would take Wrighton.
Vic, didn't Victor lead the field and approach the week?
Did he win a second tier event?
Listen, these are baby steps. The guy was off an injury.
Sure.
I'm just talking through it. I'm not saying you're wrong yet. I'm just talking through it. I want to just confirm Victor's approach was back last week, right? Like
Yeah, he
Crushing it.
gained 6.7 strokes on approach and gained
He
5
couldn't hit
strokes
the
putting.
putts.
No, he gained 5 strokes putting.
Is his driver off?
Yeah, he did not drive the ball great. It was okay, and he just couldn't chip to save his life.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
No, I'm just.
A lot of runoff areas there.
I give Victor like a lot of leeway when, trying to build cards for big events because I like to think of what the ceiling could be. I didn't list him when we spoke before because I'm not like actually close to betting him, but he's always survives deep in my process. I just don't think I can get there when I'm visualizing like the chips that I remembered being hit last time. And I know this might sound really corny because I'm not comparing it at all, but it's just me having eyes on property, not boots on ground, eyes on property. As I've seen a bit of stuff on the YouTube in the last week with like content creators there. And I know they're not pros, but like I see some of the green side areas and I'm like visualizing those. And I don't know if those are the chips I want to be betting on Victor to get up and down from.
Can't wait for that first Instagram reel of somebody dropping a ball in the rough at Shinnecock Hills.
It's probably already happened.
I haven't seen it yet, though. So as far as I'm concerned, it hasn't.
If we were to look at, we'll sort on the rabbit hole by difficult and very difficult scoring conditions, which these are shaping up to be. Over the past 2 years, who do you think that the top 10 players are per round?
Spawn.
No.
Scotty, the best.
By far number 1.
Scheffler.
Yeah. Because
So
I'm seeing it is up to 6-1 now, by the way.
Scotty, Rory, Rahm, Bryson are 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's funny. I was going to say Rahm.
So those are your top 4. Other names in there.
Xander?
Adam Scott.
Xander is in there. Adam Scott is not. Xander's number 6.
Tommy.
Tommy is number 8. Top 6 remaining of the top 12.
Russell Henley.
Russell Henley is number 5. I think I'm going to bet Russell Henley.
Yeah, you certainly made a good case for
What's
it.
the best number we're seeing on Henley, Pat? I bet him at the Players. I bet him at the Masters. I might have even bet him at the PGA. Maybe I should just keep going. I'm a Henley guy now, remember?
45 to 1 is the best I'm seeing right now, unless you're seeing something different.
No, 45. Yeah, I think I'm going to be on the train with you there.
Give me a winning score.
-3.
Okay.
Maybe because the wind is so severe, you could just see it getting, especially on Thursday, just get out of control. And then it just kind of limits anyone from getting to that number.
That's fair.
But if the setup is proper, that almost like the Open Championship, like, hey, there's going to be 40 mile per hour winds, stick the pin here right in the middle on this flat part.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Like,
Go ahead.
I was going to ask Tim, like, did Victor just miss your podium on guys who can't win?
No, I'm not saying you can't win.
Did you
but
even consider him?
I didn't think about him much, but I mean, I know his struggles with his short clubs makes it a difficult place for him to thrive. But I mean,
Yeah, but his struggles are different than Bryson's. Victor's a very good wedge player.
yeah, but his chips are poor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other names on that list of the top 12: Sam Burns, Colin Morikawa, Ludwig, Robert McIntyre, and Patrick Reed. We haven't really we've both mentioned Reed. Doesn't this feel like a really good Reed course?
I mean, in the same way, I don't know if we want to make the list, but like if things get stupid, you want Patrick Reed and Tyrrell Hatton.
Has he played
I feel
since
like if
May?
it's getting silly, if it's getting stupid, those are the sorts of guys I consider I want to bet. 50 is the best I've seen on Reed. I know that there's people, there's a lot of people early as he was having that great DP success were jumping on like the Masters number because it was the next event. There were a lot of like forward thinking people who went deeper into the season and were taking those 90 to 1s for this one. And I'm kind of jealous. I wasn't that smart.
If Paul was still producing the show, he'd tell us about how this is in the Northeast, so you got to bet Keegan.
Well,
Keegan's not been good.
Can we move backwards a little?
We're just talking
and
about
it's so
odd
hard.
shifts here.
It's so hard to actually picture him winning, but doesn't this sort of line up very well for everything Siwoo's done this year?
It does, but his numbers, I don't want to say it's ridiculous because he's been so good, but to put Siwoo in the class of Hatton, Henley, Morikawa, Brooks at a U.S. Open just seems like a bridge too far.
it does.
I would agree with that. He's on that list of like 6 or 7 I named, but he's the one whose price would be the toughest to swallow. But hey, what
of the 4
I
times it's been at Shinnecock Hills or since 1986, I believe only Corey Pavin isn't the only multiple time major winner who's won.
Yeah, that's right, because Els and Goosen have both won multiple majors, and so has Brooks.
Els did not win here.
Els won here, I thought, in 94. Wasn't here? Okay.
That was Corey Pavin, wasn't it?
Corey Pavin won in 95. But maybe it was Corey, maybe it was at Shinnecock.
Now I need to reference my article, which you can find on the Mayo Media Substack.
You could be right that it wasn't that.
Raymond Floyd, 1986. Yeah. Corey Pavin, 1995. Latif Goosen, 2004. Brooks Koepka, 2018.
Okay.
James Foulis in 1896.
Did you mention you had the Gotterup future?
Yeah, it's a worse number than you can bet him now. So I bet it again at 55.
So yeah, let's because he's on my list of guys I'm swimming around.
The case?
Well, for me, it's like I'm pivoting from the bomber thing in totality because normally I'd just be locked in, and obviously I have my Cam Young one. He would be the other bomber that known bomber that I kind of want to bet. I trust him to make the shots, play the shots. 50-1 feels fair. I kind of am tempted to bet him.
Played well at the USO. He has 4 wins in the past 12 months. And where was his coming out party? Was that he won Myrtle Beach last year? Yes, but he also won the Scottish Open, where you're probably going to deal with a lot of similar types of winds, similar types of conditions. It's not rolling into the deep rough there. You're going to have to play weird shots from around the green. He goes the next week to Northern Ireland and comes 3rd at the Open Championship.
That's true.
Doing exactly the same thing. Where does he get his win earlier this year? In a wind fest in Hawaii when the scores got really difficult and he needed to manage that wind. There are a few players that I trust in the wind. It's not going to happen every single time. But his ball flight, his ability to shape the ball, and I think these around the greens are much better for him, that he can play his weird shots from around the green, get it up and down. And don't forget, dude's from Jersey. He's comfortable on these greens. I mean, whether or not he putts well or not, he's used to putting on this sort of green. Yeah. That would be my case for Chris Gotterup.
All right.
And I don't see that big of a distinction between, there is obviously a distinction between him and Cam Young, but not for 2.5 times the odds.
No, definitely not.
I would agree with that. I like the thought of having both of them.
Okay, if that's the way that you want to roll it. If that range, because Fitzpatrick's down there now with Cam and Fleetwood in that odds range, I would prefer Fitzpatrick. I would probably prefer Xander over Cam Young and Fleetwood too. I'm probably not going to get to Xander, but I think that he would be my choice there. Yeah. All right. Well,
he's been a strange one this year. Every time I bet him, it seems like he can't figure out the green speeds, but nothing with Xander winning wouldn't surprise me one bit.
I would, unless the reason that you're picking someone is short game and putting, I would just overlook putting this week. I think just some random guy is going to spike and have a great week on the greens.
Like Aaron Rai.
You're going to pick Aaron Rai again?
No, but that's what you mean. That somebody's just going to spike putting.
Now, if Aaron Rai wins and you had picked Lucas Glover, would you count that?
I would not.
Because they're the same person, according to you? Look the same? They're twins?
Right. They both have U.S. Open championships.
No, they don't.
I am betting guys who I think can get on the green in 2, and God willing, they can just hit more putts than other people.
We can put on the wind filter. I like the wind. Like the Rabbit Hole has the wind filter for over 18 miles per hour. You can go 10 to 17 and 18 plus if you really want to. It's just there's not a lot of rounds in that sort of wind, like when you're looking at it. And I think it's really course dependent too, when you're taking in consideration that some courses won't be as some are made for the wind, others are not. Some are wide open, some are in trees. But if you you have Rahm with 2 rounds, Reed with 2 rounds, Scheffler, Lowry, Rory, Morikawa, Day, and Connors. For guys with over 20 rounds and 18 mile per hours are your best in the field.
Okay.
Neiman up there too in his 4 rounds. Matthew Jordan. Ryan Fox, also very good in the wind. Coming off a pretty good week, although he bogeyed 18.
Easiest hole.
Second easiest hole. David Puig up on that list too in his 3 rounds.
It'd be great to see him play
$6,500 on DraftKings this week.
It'd be nice to see him play well.
You always like him.
I do. He's one of my
In the
guys
stable.
I cheer for. Yeah.
Other good guys in the wind: Adam Scott, Ryan Gerard, Tommy Fleetwood, Robert McIntyre, Russell Henley, Bryson. Surprisingly, it's only 4 rounds, and Noren. I keep coming back to Noren, Jeff. I might just have to make the wager for my own
Sanity.
Yeah, just here's $20 on Alex Noren to win, especially after betting him at 30-1 last week and him being terrible. But he kind of fits what this course demands.
Pardon me, I can't even find him on the grid.
He's 130-1 or something.
Oh yeah, I see 150.
I'm surprised he's the same number as Woodland, Cauley, and Straka though. And Memorial winner JT posted 150.
So Tim, you obviously agree that Koivu should be going to Medina then, right?
If I were running the President's Cup team, I would treat it sort of like warm-ups for the Ryder Cup team, honestly. And if he's that good, he'd be on the Ryder Cup team in next year. So yeah, give him his reps at Medina.
I agree. Let him get comfortable with the boys. Bring him. Yeah,
if I'm Jim Furyk, I am going into the next Ryder Cup, changing everything that I've done before and bringing some young blood and really shaking things up. And if he can play, it's put him on the team.
Quick picks, one and done. For me, what?
I didn't. My only north of 100s thinkers, although Tim kind of stole my thunder, was Wrighton. Find me the 100-1. I know you had mentioned Alex Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Kitayama.
Just mentioned someone
Kitayama
else.
and Fitzpatrick would be the 2 for me that I'd be looking at. And Ricky's down from 200 to 180 from 2 hours ago.
And we mentioned Straka as a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So Straka, Kitayama, Wrighton would be the ones. And if I'm crazy, I could maybe consider Gerard. But I like a lot of things he does.
If you wanted to get super crazy, I mentioned Horschel before. He's 325-1. Has played well at Open Championships in the past and just he's just not playing great right now. But Johnny Kiefer's 325-1, and he can't putt or chip, but he has positive strokes gained around the green at courses that have these areas. And even last week in Canada, he lost 8 strokes putting, but he was 3rd in ball striking.
8 strokes.
But if this can be okay for crappy putters, that if you just take the putting column out, all of a sudden he looks really, really good.
I know what you mean.
I mean, there's between Gotterup and Cam Young, they could combine for minus 20 strokes gained putting. I've seen that before. Scotty could do the same thing.
There's guys you can maybe make money on here. You're propping up Chris Kirk, right?
Yeah, Chris Kirk. Totally forgot about Chris Kirk. Chris Kirk's 425-1. Figure out a way to maybe it's to make the cut, something like that. But
top 60 in ties at this.
What do we think for Shooter Shan this week? How do you think he'll hold up?
I think he'll be all right. It's first U.S. Open, so who knows?
All the Canadians, they're all right beside each other, over 200-1.
Connors is over 200.
I'm seeing a 210.
Yeah, 200.
Given that this is only top 60 in ties, Jeff, are you cool with 67 guys making the weekend or no? 60.
60 be good. Anything above 68, and I would be furious.
Okay, good to know.
It's not that big of a deal this time of year, though. When we played on the weekend, we could have played till 9.
Well, it's literally the sunniest weekend of the year, unfortunately.
And I don't know, how bad has Berger been?
Pretty bad.
It's a huge number.
Quick picks and one and done. Gotterup, 55-1. Matt Fitzpatrick, 30-1. And I will jump in on Russell Henley at 45-1. The rest of my picks will come out on the other shows. Or if you just want the cheat sheet, sub to the free newsletter, Mayo Media Substack. Hit the description for that right now. Jeff, how about you?
So the futures are Cam, Hatton, Neiman. I don't know how I'm definitely betting one of Tommy or Fitz. Hopefully I make the right decision. And then we're picking from Gotterup, Henley, Reed, Cantley, and Victor.
In your 3?
That's where
my 3
that will be the card.
My 3 are Sam Burns, Tyrrell Hatton, Jackson Koivu. And even though I'm not picking Rory, he's an honorary mention. I think Rory could
so you want to get on some Rory action
just saying,
too.
Rory's very, very, very live.
But not one of your picks.
Not one of my picks, but I think he could be excellent. So be aware of him as well.
Okay. Once again, betsportsgolf.com. Code US Open to get it for $1 this week and play in the 5x5 tournament on Fan ball right now, $20 to play, $2,000 for the winner. You just make 5 picks. It's all in a salary cap range. Super easy. Find that link in the description. One and done. You have Hatton.
Hatton.
I have Gotterup. Geoff, how about you?
Rory.
I like it. Nice pick.
Rory McIlroy. I almost went Rom because I haven't used him, but I guess I will save him for the Open Championship. I think Keith and I will flesh this out more on our show when we really break down the one and done stuff, but I think that Bryson's a really good pick because no one is taking Bryson.
For a good reason.
Sure,
He would
but
be
he's one of
the
the top
forgotten
eight guys. Of the 8 top guys on the betting board, he's the one no one's going to use.
I guarantee you 2 or 3 big names are going to crash out and not play the weekend.
That happens all the
whose
time.
number explodes.
Like big
Pat?
names.
I think that Bryson's going to get up to like 40, 45 to 1.
I can see
How
it.
big do you think Ludwig will get?
He seems to be holding steady. If you got a 30 on him later in the week, I could see that.
Yeah, I think we might see something like that.
I could see Tommy dropping back to 25 to 1. Fitz is going to hold. It seems like Fitz is going to be popular.
What is Brooks at?
Brooks is at 45.
That'll probably go up, given the concerns about his hand.
Yeah, well, it depends on what we hear about it, but I think that there's enough people in on Brooks already
Okay.
for this tournament at longer odds that they might hold it there. We'll
Okay.
see. Well, that will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Smash the like, sub to the channel while you are here. Tuesday morning, Tambo and Blickle, DraftKings, and more DFS course breakdown. Keith and I, and he'll be live at Shinnecock Hills. Tuesday evening, me and Cam live final bets and your questions live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday evening only on Mayo Media Network for the live. You can get it on the audio feeds after the fact. If you are listening to this on the audio feeds, Spotify, Apple, wherever, please leave a rating and review. Always goes a long way into keeping this show free. Okay? I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Mayo Experience! Experience!